It is not my fault.
Oh my God.
We have a brand new game.
I was trying to contain myself. Oh my.
Let's go option one, not safe. These are insane.
And Brandon keep killing it.
What's good, Creative Fam? Brandon Washington here, and welcome back to another weekly episode of Uncensored. Yo, first off, shout out to you guys for tuning in this week. Last week, we had a lot of fun talking about rumors, so if you missed that episode, you should definitely go check it out. We talked a lot about what's going on in the world of canon, and it feels like, unfortunately, I can't escape the canon news cycle. It won't stop. And Jarrell's already staring over at me. So you guys know I've got my amazing co-host with me here, Mr. Jarrell P.
What's good, Creative Fam? Man, we have a good episode today. But before we jump into that, we are streaming in two places, Brandon.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we are.
We are streaming on the Brandon Washington YouTube channel and over on Uncensored. And so we want for you to subscribe to both. But this show is only going to be on the Brandon Washington channel for a little bit longer. And so we want you to go over to the Uncensored channel and we want you to watch it there.
Yeah, it is absolutely the best place to consume this show. What we have found is that, there is a huge community of people like you guys who are watching live with us. Shout out to each and every one of y'all. By the way, in the chat, let us know where you're watching in or where you're checking in from. But we want to create a community or a space for us to geek out about gear and to be able to build that little community. And so we have found that the best place to do that is to do it over on the Uncensored channel. But by doing it over on the Uncensored channel, it allows us to not only host the live streams there, but we also host all of our clips there. So we know this show can go a little long sometimes. And so if you want to share a moment, we post the clips over there. We even post shorts over there as well of some of our favorite moments throughout the week. So we'd love for you guys to go check it out over on the Uncensored channel. If you're currently watching this on the Brandon Washington channel, in the description right now is a link to the Uncensored channel that we just were talking about. You can click there, tune in, because we are live streaming in both places.
Absolutely. Well, we got some really cool things to talk about today. Some things that were a little bit concerning.
Yeah.
In Canon land.
But I feel like it's not just Canon land.
This is true.
I feel like this has been a sentiment that we have been seeing, not only from Canon, but we also heard some people talking about this in the Nikon space as well.
Yes.
And this is this new idea that cameras are somehow getting worse. And that's hard for me to believe because, when I see these stories popping up, I'm just like, no, they're not. We're getting better cameras than we've ever gotten, almost to a point where they're almost too good and there's really nothing to talk about. It's like, yeah, this camera's great. What about the next one? Yeah, it's also great. But people, because the internet is the internet, they decide they still want to find little problems here and there, but these problems might be more important than we thought. And so I know you have this story dialed up, so I'll let you go ahead and kind of just run us through what's currently going on and why are people freaking out.
Yeah, definitely. So production units of the R5 Mark II are already out in the wild and people are doing tests on them. And one of the things that they're realizing is the sensor from the original R5 is a different sensor in the R5 Mark II. It's just a normal CMOS sensor in the R5 Mark I. But this new one is a backside illuminated semi-stacked.
Is it semi-stacked?
It's not semi-stacked. It's what's the
partial stacked or
partially stacked sensor, all with the hopes of having faster readout speeds. Now, that sounds great. Less rolling shutter. Awesome. That's great. But the problem with that is what's being reported from DP Review is that the faster readout is contributing to less dynamic range from the R5 Mark I. And so they basically took multiple photos, and especially in the shadows, they saw that there's about a stop or less of dynamic range from the R5 II to the R5 I.
So just for clarification on that, so you're talking about this is a photography thing.
Yes.
This is not video.
Yes.
And this is less than a stop difference between the two. And this is because of this partial stack sensor.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people, I mean, rightfully so sometimes. They give me they give me a little bit of hate
Mm-hmm.
because I overglorify. I don't think I overglorify, but a lot of people think I overglorify the benefits of a full-on global shutter.
Mm-hmm.
And I praise what Red has done in the Komodo X and in the Raptor X, because not only were they able to do a full global shutter, but they also still have amazing dynamic range.
Which is kind of magical.
It is very magical, but I think today it's even more magical when you start seeing that, like, these other camera brands, like, they're trying to do the same thing. Like, the whole purpose of a partial stack sensor is they're trying to get a faster readout from top to bottom
Mm-hmm.
to eliminate some of the jelloing and some of the rolling shutter, but also to be able to just take more photos faster.
Yeah.
While also being able to do this with a electronic shutter,
Mhm.
right? Which is kind of the way, I think that's the way of the future. I think they're all trying to perfect this electronic shutter because, one, you can take faster photos. Two, it eliminates a physical element of the camera, which then
Mhm.
makes the camera cheaper and more durable. And so these things are happening, but the same thing that we've said, we saw it with the
The
Sony
Sony A9 III.
A9 III, when they went global
Yeah.
shutter, they saw a drastic decrease in the dynamic range.
Mm-hmm.
And that, in typical fashion, is the unfortunate future of a global shutter or a partial stack sensor, is that you're going to run into a dynamic range test. But we're talking about photos, and we're talking about less than a half a stop, or
Yeah.
maybe a full stop. I think
Yeah.
their photos side by side, it just really depended from photo to photo.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I don't know. Maybe because I'm not a big into photography. Like, do we care? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So this is where it's a little bit difficult because when there's a flaw in a camera, I don't want to dress it up as like, oh, it's not that big of a problem. But what we're talking about, especially with tools like Lightroom and Photoshop with denoise, bro,
Yes.
it is a click of a button and all that extra noise. Because it's not saying that there isn't detail in the image. It's
Mhm.
really just saying there's going to be a lot more. There's more noise than the R1, than the R5 Mark 1
in the shadows.
in the shadows.
But the information is still there.
The information's still there. And so, like, really, you're talking about click and denoise, and now all of a sudden, it's making everything look crispy. So that's where it's a little caveat in there. And I kind of enjoy, me personally, yes, they're adding video features that are making things better for video. And we kind of have a somewhat denoising feature for photos. So, like, if video gets better and photos suffer a little bit in extreme cases, I don't know that that's like a loss.
So I have a question that I'd love for you to answer, and chat, I'd love for you guys to answer this as well. So do me a favor, put it down in the chat, your answer to this. But what is and it could be dynamic range for you. That could just be your answer. But what is a feature or a specification within a camera that should never be sacrificed with the hopes of making or adding additional features or making the camera better in another way? Because I do start to feel like, and this is just my opinion,
Yeah.
like, when it comes to cameras, we have this, like, body type, right? Like, we have the design of a camera. Every Canon, Sony, Nikon, the body's about the same. You go to any average Joe and you just show them the silhouette, they won't be able to tell you the difference between one camera and another, but they'll be able to say, oh yeah, that's a camera.
Yeah.
Right? So we've all agreed that this body type of a camera is what we think is the most ideal form for cameras. So we're always going to be limited by either trying to make the text smaller so it fits into this same body type,
Mm-hmm.
or you got to take something out, make something worse to add something new in, or to update the processor, or something's got to give. Because I feel like we have kind of peaked when it comes to the design of the camera. So the question now becomes, what forms or what features do you think is a non-negotiable? You can never affect this in the camera in order to ensure that we keep our same cameras. What's the non-negotiable for you? What cannot be adjusted?
That's hard. I'm gonna say, the thing that I would be mad at. Are we talking about like Are we also talking about like your FX3s and your C70s and that, or are we just talking about like a mirrorless?
I'm talking like mirrorless cameras. I mean,
Okay.
FX3, I count that as a mirrorless camera.
Okay. C70?
No, that's a cinema camera. That's a cinema camera.
Shots fired. Okay. What would I be mad at? It can or cannot change. Yeah. At the end of the day, this is gonna sound like maybe like a cop out. Dynamic range is so important on video. Like, I don't care if you went up to 12K if your crap looks grainy and noisy. Like, I do not care about high frame rates as much as I care about dynamic range. So if you could push dynamic range better. Do I even care about codecs? You can't give me. Yeah, you can't go back to. We can't go back to 8-bit.
See, that's what I was
going to say. We can't go back to 8-bit. We can't.
I mean, in the world of video, I'll speak specifically for video first. I will say, like, you have to have 10-bit as a bare minimum, right? Like, that's the bare minimum entry into the field. That said, I do think that possibly, like, sacrificing a little bit of photography dynamic range, only because I think that's okay. And again, I know that photographers are like, no, we want the most out of our cameras too, which I totally understand. But there's just so much more currently in like the raw photography workflow, where like a half a stop of dynamic range to improve everything else that the camera could do, I think is worth the trade-off. That said, if we can start getting that same type of raw workflow in the world of video, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't start seeing something similar. But you just got to remember that, like, you can just edit the crap out of a single frame, but video is so much more difficult to deal with. And so I think that's where people are going to disagree a little bit. But I personally say that, like, when it comes to video, I don't want to drop below 10-bit ever again, because that's just almost impossible to work with. And then I will say that, like, dynamic range, I'm willing to give up a little bit of dynamic range on the photography side of things. What I wouldn't want to give up on the photography side of things is all of the autofocusing features. Once you start losing autofocusing features, to me, I'm out. Good. I'm out. Like, you don't.
But what are you choosing?
What do you mean?
Bit depth over autofocus? Like, which one cannot go?
I think I can let go of autofocus. I mean, in the world of video, I'll put some cinema lenses
for
on.
So long. It was 8-bit for so long, and when 10-bit came, the lights turned on, and anything above 10-bit, it's like, what were we doing 5 years ago, 6 years ago?
We weren't grading. I'll tell you that much. All right, let's go into the chat, though, and let's see what you guys have to say. What are you guys unwilling to get rid of? Let's see what we got. We got a comment in here from Marcus. I want to pull this up real quick. He says, you need more insight about it because the Fuji X-H2S has a stacked sensor and great dynamic range. Now, Marcus, I'm not saying that there aren't cameras that have a stacked sensor and have great dynamic range. What I'm saying is that when we are seeing some of these brands upgrade from like a Z6 II to a Z6 III or a R5 Mark I to an R5 Mark II, they are moving to these partial stack sensors and they are seeing a slight decrease in the dynamic range. Because I personally see that, like, I mean, when it comes to video, I thought the Z6 III's dynamic range was great. I have no problem with that. And what I've seen out of the R5 IIs for photography, for video, has looked great. But it's seeing these companies go from one version of their sensor to another. Once they go to stacked within their own lineup, they're seeing a slight decrease. So I just want to clarify
Marcus, hold on one second, Marcus. I'm not doubting you when you say great, But I need you to quantify greatness. I need to know what is greatness. Like what is the dynamic range? What are the stops?
All right, here's another one. He says a 3.5 input. He doesn't want to lose that 3.5 input. You can't lose it.
Ah, that's interesting.
I never thought about the body, but yeah, I wouldn't want to see the body change too much.
Would you choose that over XLRs, Brandon?
Oh no, I'll take XLRs.
Yeah, I'll take XLRs. Oh, yeah, because you can adapt XLRs and do
to 3.5.
Yeah, for sure.
If I only get one,
but the 3.5 to XLR.
He says I want more dynamic range in video modes for less other features. So I guess dynamic range. You know, it's one of those things where I feel like dynamic range plus bit depth. I think those two things kind of work hand in hand.
Yeah.
But like those are two things that will drastically improve your video quality because nobody wants to see a big old blown out window behind their subject or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll guess you could spend thousands of dollars to light it and get it where you don't have that issue.
And probably should.
And probably you should. And at least have the knowledge on how to do it.
Yeah.
But even when you do have it, having all that dynamic range is still going to help you so much more. And you'll get better gradation of the skin, better gradation of the sky, and things just look sharper.
Dynamic range does feel like a superpower because you don't need a camera that has insane dynamic range if you have lighting. But if you have great dynamic range in a camera, you feel like you can shoot way more things.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now, here's a great question I like from Mr. Cam Mackey. Shout out to you, homie. Thanks for helping me out yesterday. All right, he says, do you think a brand could make the perfect camera? ? And if they could, would they ever make it? You know, I think this is one of those questions that's like, you know, the pursuit of perfection is probably a fallacy in and of itself. Because the idea of saying making the, you know, perfect camera means that like the goal, like there's no more, the destination has been found, and that there's no more purpose for pursuit. And I think the idea of finding a perfect camera, and this is just my opinion, I don't think a perfect camera can exist as an actual device, because what's perfect for me will not be perfect for others. And so I think that a camera company, to answer Cam's question, and I'll let you answer it too, but I think for me, I think a camera company has probably already made the perfect camera for individuals, but I don't think that the perfect camera exists. Because I will say that, like, for me, I thought that the Raptor X, I thought the Komodo X was the perfect camera. I mean, as far as like cinematography goes, I thought it was the perfect camera. I'm perfectly happy with the Super 35, the global shutter, all the inputs, everything.
Would you want it to be full frame?
I knew I could put a adapter on, and 6K more than enough for me.
That's not perfection.
But then they came out with the Raptor, and I was like, oh wait, maybe this is closer. So like now I'm like, okay, maybe the Raptor X is the perfect camera, and I love shooting with it. But now I'm like, is Red just gonna come out with another camera I'm gonna be like, oh wait, no, this is the perfect camera.
Yeah.
Like, are they gonna take the Raptor X and shrink it down to a Komodo? So I don't know.
Yeah.
So I feel like the idea of making the perfect camera, I don't think that stops pursuit of better, which I think at that point, that's when we've lost. So I think we should always be striving for more. But that's just at least my opinion on it.
Question. The Aries, do anybody have, with the 65, does anybody other than price, because that's tough, does anybody have any problems with the Aries? Because I'm like, actually, I was like trying to like rack my brain and say, what outside of price, maybe weight, what problems do people have?
But see, I feel like even that, like you had the Alexas for a long time, and then they came out with the minis because they wanted to make them smaller and put them in different places.
For sure.
So that's where like my thought is I don't know if a perfect camera as like an actual term really ever exists.
Yeah.
But I do think that you can find a perfect camera for an individual. And I think that's how it should be. It's a very personal journey.
Yes.
It's like, what is the perfect camera for me? What camera does what I need it to do on a regular basis that I am happy with?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that worked for me. I do discount price. I will say that. I don't look at price because whether you can afford it or not, it's just a matter of time, work, and energy and effort.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that, like, yes, you should be striving for the perfect camera for you.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's not the best camera out there, because even though I might say the Raptor X leveled up everything I love about the Komodo X,
Mm-hmm.
I still prefer going out a lot of times with the Komodo X. Like, I have a shoot next week and I'm going to be taking the Komodo X out on it. I could take the Raptor X on it, but the Komodo X, I like the size, the footprint, and it just seems to be the more quote unquote perfect camera for me. But I think that was a great question, Cam. I'd love to hear what you guys think about that in the chat. So y'all go ahead and sound off on that, but we'll keep going through these real quick. Cam also did chime in, and he says he is unwilling to get rid of log.
Yeah.
Can I say a maybe unpopular opinion? This is gonna ruffle some feathers, maybe. There was a time back when I was on the Canon 1DX Mark II
Mm-hmm.
where I just shot in the neutral profile.
Yeah.
I didn't put any like crazy log profiles on it.
Back in the day when Canon would not allow their log,
they didn't have log.
You had to go into that neutral profile.
You drop the saturation a little bit.
Yeah, you had to drop the sharpening.
Yes. Yeah. So back in those days,
our log.
Yes. As far as I'm concerned, times were way more simple back then.
8-bit days.
Like, I know it's not like true filmmaking, whatever, but dude, I sometimes just miss like shooting something and then taking it off my camera, chopping it up, and just posting it, and knowing that I'm like, this is great.
You know what's wild about that? Bringing it back to the old days. We weren't even grading back then.
No.
With that 8-bit, but we were doing something in that neutral.
Just a little exposure.
But it felt good.
No, it felt great.
It felt good.
But now I feel like every project I do, I know I have to go through the color process on it.
Yeah.
And like sometimes I just wish I could skip it again.
Yeah.
But with log, that's not a thing. But I get it, Cam.
Yeah. I have, because it's been maybe about a year now since I've gone from DSLR to mirrorless, I have upgraded to the log workflow, and I enjoy it. I do enjoy the richness that it gives me.
Yes.
The 10-bit, the color grading. I love the 12-bit raw in the C70. I like it.
All right, this one here. I love this comment because if y'all were here last week, you already know. No more micro HDMIs. We want full-size HDMIs from this point going forward. That is.
He just wants a TV.
Dude, no. He wants a good camera.
He doesn't care about any other feature. I just want a full HDMI.
That's what I'm here for it.
I want a monitor.
He wants a full-size HDMI. No, I love it. I'm down with it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, and then we got a question here. I was tagged in, so let's pull this up real quick. Brandon, what are your thoughts on the C100 Mark II in 2024? Thinking of a few of them for my ATEM Extreme live stream event. Did I read that right?
Yeah.
ATEM Extreme live stream event? Okay.
Yeah.
If you're talking about picking those up, dude, go for it. You can probably get them for really cheap.
Dude, super cheap. Probably under $1,000.
Yeah.
And I still use them. I use them at my church. We have 3 of them. They're great.
Yeah. It gets the job done. 1080p though, right?
Yeah, 1080p.
1080p.
Technically 4K sensor down sampled down to 1080p. So
yeah.
It does look better than just the 1080p sensor.
Marcus did come back to you. He says, on paper, XH2S has 14 plus stops at dynamic range.
I see you.
But what does that mean, Marcus?
I see you. He said on paper. Now, what does Gerald say?
Yeah, let's go to Gerald. Okay, and Kofi in the building. What's up, Kofi? He says, give me good color in skin tones, nothing that I hate more than using a camera and on my chocolatey brown skin looks like puke green or purple, even after grading.
Sounds like you need to shoot some Canon. Get that magenta skin.
I will say, I know this is like maybe this is like a total side note, but you shooting some skin with some melanin. Cannons do look good on this melanin skin. They do. I mean, now granted, they shift magenta on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, everything's pink.
A lot of stuff is going to shift a little on the magenta side. I'll also say that's one of the things I like about the Reds too. I feel like they handle our skin tones really well. Now, granted, they have way more colors, so they know how to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will say that is a big one.
They have more than 3 crayons in the box.
Yes, for sure. Does that say? Can I put this one up? I can't read that. It's really small. That's not what I think that is, right?
DR is probably a shift. Yeah.
Oh, shift. Okay, I had to make sure before I pull that up. It was really small. Dynamic range isn't the only feature that is important to a camera. There's probably a shift of usability. Yeah. So if you're just tuning in, what we were asking everybody was to quickly throw in what your feature that was a non-negotiable has to be in the camera. You're not willing to sacrifice it because it seems like the camera brands are saying, oh, we can sacrifice a small stop of dynamic range for photographers in order to throw way more features in for video. Selfishly, as someone who shoots video, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm not too mad.
For spending such a long time of photo upgrades and not having video dedicated upgrades. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like though, if you were strictly a photographer, you might start to feel like these hybrid cameras are kind of like shifting.
Yeah.
But we also talked about it last week or the week before that. The owners of these companies, the CEOs and CFOs, they realize that the people who are spending the most amount of money and buying more cameras are people who are shooting video.
If you're just a photographer, and I'm sorry, Canon, if I'm saying something crazy. If you're just a photographer, why are you upgrading to the R5 Mark II? 45. What are we talking about? Yeah. Now, you may say, I shoot sports, and so therefore I want a slight boost in how many photos I can take per second. And then you also might want the readout to be a little bit better. Like, so even though the readout helps video, it also is going to help to make sure that like your racket isn't bowing or your golf club isn't bowing as much. But like, what are you upgrading for? Autofocus? When they're already so crazy? Like, I think 100% they have to pivot to video features, because if they're not pivoting to video features, I'm rocking with my R5 until something insane comes out.
Yeah. No, I totally understand. And I mean, I feel like photography, you don't need to upgrade nearly as often.
Yeah.
But again, that's me speaking as not someone whose main work is photography.
Yeah.
I could be speaking, blasphemous statements here, but I don't think I am.
I hear people are shooting on the 1DX Mark III on the Olympics. They're shooting on the R3. Like they're absolutely shooting on the R1 too, and the R5 Mark II at the Olympics. But like, you're not going to convince a whole bunch of people that their images were trashed 10 years ago.
Yeah. No, those images still look great. All right, I'm going to jump ahead in the chat just a little bit because I did see a few other ones real quick. So shout out to everyone who is hopping in the chat. We love that you guys are here. I did see I was tagged in a quick question, but I'm going to try to pull that up, and then we're going to get ready to move on because this next story here is one that has been pretty interesting to me. So as we're talking about all this new tech, new gear, there's been one area in the industry that seemed to just not care. And that's like Hollywood films. I feel like for a long time, there was like, when movies were made, they had a system. And like, I don't know if it was, I don't know, but I don't know if it's like the studio. They were like, oh, we know these things work. So just use these cameras, use these lights, use this set, use this. Like, even like you look at Marvel, which I know we talked about them last week as well, or a few weeks ago as well. Like there are certain things where it's like when you're trying to crank out movies at such a fast pace because you have a release schedule you have to hit. Sometimes you just stick to what you know.
Yeah.
And you just keep moving forward, right? But I feel like recently, because maybe the tech is changing, because the tech is getting better, and there is this weird blend line happening where prosumer, put that in huge quotations, prosumer gear seems to be getting just as good as some of the professional, put that in quotations as well, professional gear that we're seeing prosumer gear starting to appear on more and more sets. And we actually talked about this the other day because our friend of the channel, Josh Yo, he released a video not too long ago where he interviewed the DP that was behind the Civil War movie that just came out, where
Rob Hardy,
where they actually shot it primarily on the Venice. Let's give Sony their credit. They did shoot on the Venice, but so much of that movie is this like documentary style, run and gun in it, right? That for that system, they decided to go with the DJI Ronin 4D 6K because at the time the 8K wasn't even out yet.
Yeah.
And choosing to go with such a, first of all, semi-new camera. You know what I mean? Like very new to it's a new lineup. It's a new set of cameras. There's really nothing else like it. A lot of people dubbed it the chicken cam or whatever. But like what we're seeing in Hollywood is like this desire to use the same kind of gear that's being used on, indie films, YouTube videos for that matter. And like we even saw it last year, huge uproar. Everybody in the Sony camp was ecstatic to talk about this every day. The fact that they used an FX3 to make Creator, the movie about AI.
Yeah.
And ran that entire film on that camera with a few DJI accessories. Again, DJI popping up. So DJI's, they're showing up.
Yeah.
They used, I think at the time it was the RS3, the Ronin RS3 Pro at the time. And obviously, nice. They used some really good glass on there, adapted some lenses on there, some anamorphics. And then, yes, there were some bigger setups. But there is this new drive of using prosumer gear on multi-million-dollar blockbuster films. And so the thing that I thought was really interesting is like, as filmmakers, do we, and like Chad, I would love to hear from you on this too. Like, how does this motivate you? Does it make you think like, oh my gosh, like they are using the same camera I have to make a big film, or they're using a camera like the Ronin, or not the Ronin, but the chicken camera, the 40, the 4D.
The 4D, yeah.
And that's a camera you can rent literally for just a couple $100. And they're able to shoot movies that can be shown in theaters, and that gets like a global release. And so like this idea that like films are using, I hate to do it, but like prosumer gear at such a high level, is that a good thing for the industry? Or does it mean that high-end gear just like flat out just doesn't matter anymore? Which I think for up-and-coming creators might be a good thing.
This blew my mind because I actually watched Civil War. And it's so funny. So many friends recommended it and said, oh, you should watch it. You should watch it. And like say, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I don't have a lot of time for movies. I love movies, but I don't watch them very often. And so I knew nothing going into it. I knew that like literally the premise of the movie, and we're not going to spoil anything, but there is a civil war in America. And that's all I knew. And so when I watched his video, Make Art Now, when I watched it, and he said that the Ronin 4D was all of the handheld moving shots, I was like, there ain't no way. Yeah. There ain't no way. Because not a single time in the movie did I think that the chicken camera was the deal. And they used it a ton. Like they said that they used the Venice whenever it was on sticks, whenever it was on like a jib, like that's when they used that camera, which is a lot. But so much of the movie is them, going from place to place, area to area. And I was genuinely blown away. And all I could think when I watched the video is like, what secret sauce, color grading, secret sauce lenses, secret sauce codecs, what beta, what did you have, bro? Because that looked incredible. So to me, to answer your question, a long way, but I was inspired because it wasn't just that. They used the Venice, they used the 4D, they used a Sony mirrorless. They didn't say which Sony mirrorless, but I'm assuming an A7S III or something of that nature. And they used a red camera on there. And so what actually kind of blew my mind more than anything is they graded all of those into a cohesive film. And it really challenged my concept of the need, or at least the desire, that I need to be shooting all on the same platform, or I need to be all shooting in the same log, or I need to be shooting all with similar sets of lenses. Like, no, bro, like they threw everything, the right tool at the job. And I was inspired.
Yeah, I think that was it for me too, was that they were really focused on finding the right tool for the job. One way was actually, it was really interesting that they took the chicken camera, and when they wanted it to have more of a shaky cam feel, they just locked it off. And then they could just unlock it and keep using it as is, which I like. One of the first things when I saw that camera was, I was like, oh, this is cool. But like, I mean, you're not going to want like a gimbal type shot all the time.
All the time.
And I don't know why my brain didn't just go, just lock the axes, you know, and just keep on filming.
Yeah.
And then the other thing they talked about was just, again, all of the additional features that like this camera had built into it, with the ability to have the wireless transmission, and then be able to have the wheels to be able to control the head remotely. And so this sort of goes back to like a topic I didn't plan this connection, but it kind of is working out perfectly. Is that like, when it comes to building what Cam questioned earlier as the perfect camera, what if we have the wrong form factor for building the perfect camera? Because obviously DJI just went like completely right field with the 4D.
And no one's followed them.
And no one.
No one's like, let's make something like that.
Yeah, no one followed them. But what if, because we're trying to stick to this like ideal silhouette of what a camera is, what if the perfect camera doesn't even look like a camera of today's like design? So that's something that I thought was really interesting. We did get a super chat in, so I want to shout that out really quick. Shout out to Starlight Photos. He says, the first film shot on the R5C will win an Oscar. Mark my words.
Are you shooting it right now?
The question is it going to win for cinematography, or like, is it just best film? Because like, that's the thing. Like, in the chat right now, shout out to Marcus. He has actually had, he DP'd a documentary, and it was on the list to be nominated for an Oscar. So, I mean, amazing work, amazing documentary, at least from the, I mean, I don't know. It's about dogs. It was a little too close to home for me, but
literally.
But I looked at it specifically for cinematography and just to kind of just check out some of his work. And I mean, shot very well.
Yeah.
Told the story. Shots told the story. I thought that was really great. But like, who knows what camera was shot on? Anybody want to take a guess in the chat? If you don't know.
I know, but.
Yeah, like, take a quick guess. Give you a few seconds. Shout out
Kodak.
Yeah, shout out Kodak. No, shout on a Blackmagic. So like, it's one of those things where it's like, although yes, I believe that like, yeah, we could see an Oscar nominated film shot on, or an Oscar winning film shot on.
We need
an
our
R5C.
own creator film. We need our own creator.
Yeah, like I just
R5 Canon. We need it.
I think we're going to see that like gear. Gosh, I hate to say this, because I was always the guy who was against this statement, because I hated it when I hear people say gear doesn't matter. I hated that. But now I feel like there's so much amazing gear out there, and it's all gotten so good that I don't think that it's that gear doesn't matter.
Mm.
I think there's so many options out there
Mm-hmm.
that your ability as a DP
Mm-hmm.
to find the right gear
Mm.
for your project is the ultimate skill set, which requires tons of knowledge,
Yeah.
right? You got to know what exists. You got to stay on top of the news. You got to know what's available. You got to test stuff so you can actually speak to the quality of it. Is it good? Is it usable? But I feel like more and more today, when it comes to bigger and bigger projects, especially in Hollywood,
Mm-hmm.
we're seeing these DPs gravitating to gear that we otherwise wouldn't think. I mean, take
Yeah.
Dune, for example. Like, they shot that using the Helios
Mm-hmm.
58 millimeter lens that was like rehoused by Iron Glass.
Yeah.
And like that lens before Dune was very easy to get your hands
Yeah.
on.
$100,
$100
$50
on eBay,
Mhm.
rehoused. Yeah, it was like, upwards to almost $1,000, but that's like
Yeah.
with a full rehousing. But like, you have these multi-million-dollar films going and just finding these like cream of the crops that are perfect for their project, and they're not really even caring like what the budget of the gear is.
You've been quoted.
I've been
Gear
quoted?
doesn't matter.
Who said
Brandon
that?
Washington.
I did not. I don't like that.
So, yeah, I don't like that. I imagine this audience here on Uncensored is the type of people on the cutting edge, the people that are looking for the best quality, all sort of different things. A little piece of what you said, and I think that's so important, is we can do this chasing of camera to camera to camera to camera, upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. But if you don't stop and squeeze every drop of sweat out of the camera that you have, upgrading isn't going to make your stories any better.
Mhm.
So that's the piece that, and I feel like the audience here, because y'all care so deeply about your work, that you're probably doing that. But that's just the encouragement. Make sure that you are squeezing the most dynamic range out of your camera. Make sure you're getting the most out of your lighting. Make sure you're getting the most out of not just the specs, but you're also getting the most out of your story and the performances that make a great story.
So can we we got a couple of things. Mark is actually tuned in here. He says, "My 2 cents. What it does do is show that it's not about the camera, and that it's about great stories and teamwork.
Yeah.
You have a FX3. You having an FX3 won't help you produce the creator." And I'm gonna say something here, but I don't know if I've ever publicly said. But you maybe don't want to produce the creator, because I didn't really care for it. So I will say that I didn't really care for it, but I do think that Marcus's second comment is even more true, and that is that great storytelling, collaboration, money is still running the show. And that is, I think you do have to have a really good story.
Uh-huh.
Now, I have not watched Civil War. I've just watched like clips and
I
stuff.
was just thinking about that. Which one did I like better, Civil War or Creator?
Quick.
I'm going to say Creator.
Really? Oh, that's not great.
Well,
That does not give me hope for Civil War.
Hey, if you watched Civil War, let us know, and let us know if you liked it. I'm going to say it was good. Like,
But what did you think from it from
beautiful.
a visual standpoint?
It was
though?
beautiful.
And so that I feel like that's what we're currently missing, and that's what
Did
I
you think
want to
Creator
see.
was beautiful?
Yes.
Yes.
I thought especially because most of it was shot on location, which I
Yes.
thought was a huge plus for them. Creator did a lot of stuff that was really good. But I feel like when we start looking at these films that are using budget gear,
Mhm.
what we are seeing is that they are getting the most
Mhm.
out of the gear, which is something that, like, even myself personally, like, I want to continue to do. Like, I mean, I spent hours yesterday with the help of our good friend Cam Mackey in the chat. Shout out to you, Cam. Trying to get the DJI LiDAR system up and running. And I tested the crap out of it. I was testing it so much trying to get this thing up and running, because I wanted to be able to take it on a project and feel like I could actually get the most out of it.
Is a review coming?
A review will be coming. A review will be coming. A non-sponsored, because DJI did not send it, and they probably won't care for what I have to say about some of the parts of it.
For sure.
But I will say that, like, I think that is one piece that, like, as filmmakers and as people who are, like, we are all gear obsessed. Like, let's be honest. Let's look at the chat. All right. I know y'all. I see y'all every week. I love hanging out with y'all. But you all have gas. Like, we got it. Like, y'all have gear acquisition syndrome. You want the next best thing. And I'll be honest and say, like, sometimes it's Cam Mackey's fault because he makes it look really cool in a video with his Bronco. And I'm like, oh, that'd be really cool. I want to try that.
Yeah.
But I also know that Cam will test the crap out of this gear to make sure that he's getting the best performance out of it while he's using it. And that's something that I see that's being done in Hollywood. And that's something that I want to personally aspire to more with the gear that I have. And probably, if I'm preaching to y'all, but honestly preaching to myself, is I probably need to do a better job at getting, like you said, getting every drop of sweat out of the gear that I already have before I start pursuing the new next shiny thing. Yeah. But the next shiny thing is just so shiny.
It is shiny. It is shiny. It's very tempting.
It's incredibly tempting.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know. I can't be the only one who's obsessed with gear. Let me know. This is not a quote from me. I'm gonna delete this. I don't think I said that. I don't think I ever said that.
Gear does matter.
Ish.
But gear from what year? What year can we put it on? Gear from 2017. I'm trying to think. 2015. Gear from 2015 on matters.
Yes. Yeah. It does make a difference. I can't even see the whole chat. Let me see if I pull this one up real quick. They are so different. Yep. I don't know what he's referring to.
What are so different? I don't know if you've seen Carlos's deal. He says Civil War story was not awesome.
Yeah, I think that's what I want to see next. I want to see a really great script shot on like prosumer gear. Yeah. Because that's the only thing I think that's currently holding back Hollywood. Because when you look at what Creator did, and then you look at Civil War. Civil War, I heard pretty positive things about it. Yeah. But I feel like we haven't had like that like breakout film. Yeah. That was like almost like when like Get Out first came out and it was made on like such a shoestring budget. Yeah. But then it won Academy Awards and it like made so much money. And it was like, but they paid so little to actually make that movie. Yes. We're looking for that. And I think like Creator wanted that to be it. But I think the story just sort of missed a mark. I think we're still waiting for like that film, which who knows? Maybe the director or DP of that film is hanging out in the chat right now.
Sony, send me the prosumer Venice. I will definitely make you a film.
I think that's the Burano.
What?
Oh, wait. No, it's not prosumer.
I thought I was making the joke. Wow.
Kofi thinks. I think Kofi called it. He says the Pixis.
It's a myth until it finally ships. Oh my gosh.
We ought to get that.
Dude, we were just talking about that. Like, because people on the Uncensored channel are so on the cutting edge of gear, it feels like gear ain't never coming out.
Yeah. I think we've kind of like, okay, I did a whole rant about this. So if you are watching on the Uncensored channel, there's a clip where I talk about this. So I'll keep this super brief. But I think after thinking about it more, it is sort of our fault / 100% their fault.
We take 1%, you can take 99.
You know how they say give 101%? Yeah. Yeah. So we'll just take that extra 1, but they still get a full 100. All right. Yeah. Math is math. Because I think we do get very excited about new gear, that we stay on the cutting edge floor about it. And like we go to NAB and we hear the announcements and we're even bought in by rumor time.
Aperture, where you at?
Yeah. So like by the time the gear actually comes out, it feels like we're waiting a long time. Mm-hmm. But like there are like we were talking about this before the show started. But like I love going to NAB every year. But I feel like NAB is like throwing off my perception of like gear releases. Cause like I've seen the Pixis. I held the Pixis. I know it exists, but why does it feel like it doesn't exist? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I saw the light mats from Aperture.
Yes.
Like I saw them.
Yes.
I operated them. I used them with the app.
Yes.
But they don't
exist.
they apparently
Somewhere.
allegedly
Yeah. Allegedly.
allegedly they exist. So yeah, so it could be very frustrating, but yeah, I'm shouting out. I'm with Kofi. The Pixis is a myth until it finally ships, folks.
Now, here's I'm not worried, but I'm a little worried for Pixis. So much excitement, so much anticipation, so many pre-orders that when it comes, is it a letdown? And maybe that's the same about the R5 too, and maybe it's the same about the R1. But glory, what happens when you turn it on for the first time?
So I have this theory. It's my client happiness theory. You ready for this? So I have a theory that you can be a terrible, I won't say terrible. You can be a not as great videographer, okay? But if you can deliver your products faster,
Yes.
you can pass off as being a really good videographer.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's because the longer you make your client wait for your project, and I'm speaking about this as a freelance videographer because I do that and I've done that for many years. I have always found that if I tell them it's going to take 2 weeks to send them the video and I get it to them in a week, their excitement of getting it early almost trumps any little mistakes that might have been found in the video or any issues that they might have found with it. Versus when you have that, it's always a wedding. When you have that wedding that you are like, I'll get it to you in 2 months. And it's been 3 months.
Yes.
And it's been 4 months.
Don't let it be late.
And then you're like, you get ready to send it and you're like, is this even any good? Like now they're going to be like, I waited 4 months for this? Like I'm always more nervous. And so I feel like the same thing is going to happen with all these cameras. It's like we all are like excited about the cameras at a certain point, but then like the Pixis, bro, like NAB was 2-3 months ago.
Yeah.
And we still ain't seen Pixis is out. Like by the time you get it, like, are you just going to be like, yay? Or like if they would have dropped it immediately, you'd have just been like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever while the hype goes up.
Yeah.
But as soon as that hype starts to dwindle down, like, the chances of being disappointed, I think, just skyrocket.
Brandon, this actually kind of organically leads us into a segment that we've only done one other time.
Okay.
And I think was probably one of the most fun segments.
Oh, okay.
And it was client horror stories.
Yeah.
So we know that you guys have horror stories. I'm pointing over you, like over at the TV, but you're really right there. We know that you guys have client horror stories. And so we want to share just a few with you. And you guys share some of your client horror stories down in the comments. But Brandon, I'm going to kick it to you. I want to kick it to you. And I want to ask you, bro, tell me about I don't want to say a terrible client, but I want to tell us a time that you had just an awful experience with a client.
It unfortunately is all centered around editing. I did not plan that, but that unfortunately worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so as a lot of you guys know, like my history in filmmaking, I've jumped around. I've done a lot of different things. And probably one of my favorite things I've ever shot was music festivals. I love shooting music festivals. It's like getting paid to go to your favorite concert and do the thing that you love more than anything else, which is filming.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting paid to do it. So you get paid to go see your favorite artist. You get paid to do what you love to do. And on top of that, you get the best seats in the house.
Yeah.
You're up front. You're between, like you're not in the pit or you're not in the crowd with all the people. You put on your bow tie. You're above them. You're like, I have front row access.
Yeah.
No one's blocking my shot.
Yeah.
And so I've shot music festivals for a really long time, and I loved it. And then one year, a festival that I shot for, they offered me the opportunity to shoot their marketing campaign for the next upcoming festival.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you guys who shoot with clients, I am one of those people that believe if there is a problem in the edit, it is because you did not do enough due diligence in pre-production.
Mm-hmm.
Because the video should be mapped out, planned out, everything up front. So I am very strategic, especially of projects of a certain budget type, to go above and beyond when it comes to the pre-production. And that's exactly what I did for this project. We had multiple conversations to go over the vibe of the project, the script of the project. We wrote the entire thing out first, and then once we had the script written out, and mind you, I say script, there was no dialogue in this video, but we still scripted out from start to finish exactly visually what we were going to see. And then I went and I'm not a good drawer, so I went and found images to create a storyboard that literally found frame for frame. Now, granted, I wish we had AI back then, but I went through and had to go find all these different images, and I built out a storyboard, and I sent that off to the client, and everything got approved, and everything was going great. We then go for the day of the shoot, and actually, funny enough, shout out Marcus. Marcus was actually on this shoot with me, but I don't know if he's ever heard this part of the story. But we go out and we shoot, and dude, it is hot. The whole premise of the video is that we are supposed to be creating a festival-like experience. But when I tell you, it was a empty field, Jarrell, in the middle of nowhere in Texas. There was no AC, no indoor structure.
How many extras did you have?
We had 5 extras.
That was supposed to look like a festival?
Like 5 talents. And we're supposed to look like a festival.
Yeah.
So we like shoot this whole thing. There's like a camping segment. There's a floating segment where they're floating in the river. And then there's a section where they like go into hammocks. And then they get up and they walk out of frame like they're going to a concert. So we don't actually have to show the festival. But we just have to like show this like little experience of this small group at the festival. And dude, we executed. I mean, to the utmost degree. Everything on the shot list, we got it. Client got a little like, well, what about this shot? And I said, oh, you know what? I got a director's monitor for you. Set him up with a director's monitor, V-mount, handed it to him. I was like, you good with that shot? Yes. He started approving shots.
Wow.
He's approving shots on the day, dude.
Yeah.
And I walk away after we drove 4 hours to get there. It's about a 10-hour shoot in the sun in Texas. We leave. I leave feeling great. I feel fantastic. I'm in the car. I'm feeling great about the whole deal. And then post comes up. We start knocking out posts. We get him the first round of the edits, and then the red flags start showing up.
Yeah.
We sent him that first round of the edits, and he was like, these are our shots, but the vibe is not right.
The vibe.
Now, I can tell you, I have learned that there is one word in the English dictionary that I hate for my clients to use with me more than anything else, and it is the word vibe.
I'm going to guess he was a Gen Z.
He was not, dude. He was older than me. I'm like, what are you doing?
The vibes are off.
He's like, the vibes are off. I said, okay. What does that mean exactly? Like, do you want me to change the music?
Yeah.
Do we need to cut faster? Like, are shots lingering? He was like, I don't know. I just feel like the vibes are off. Can we do another cut, but like, more
vibes.
More like tighten it up. And I was like, okay, I think I know what that means. So my editor goes and does those cuts and he makes the adjustments. I send it back off. And then he's like, yeah, I think we need to have a conversation. And I was like, okay. Now, we've already scripted, we storyboarded, we brought it over to you, and we get on the call, and he's just like, yeah, it's just not hitting. And I was like, okay, what's missing? He was like, I feel like the colors are maybe a little different. Like, we need to see more faces, show the girls more. I'm like, oh, okay, you're trying to say something without trying to say it.
Yeah.
I got you, say less. I cut him another version. This one I cut completely from scratch. So now we've done a new edit, right?
Yeah.
Just trying to take care of my client. Dude, I sent him over that video and he goes, it'd be really cool if we had like a girl in a field running in slow motion. Dude, I'm not even kidding. On the call, he is describing a completely different video to the one that we planned and shot.
Yeah.
And sent edits for.
Did you get that? Did you get that shot?
I'm like, dude, we didn't shoot this. He goes, yeah, but I feel like that's what we need right now.
Yeah.
Bro, you talk about a difficult phone call.
Now, quick question. Was he in a place where he was willing to like reshoot?
Oh. No.
Wow. So he wanted that Sora AI.
Oh, he wanted magic, bro. He wanted a genie lamp, and he wanted to rub it and wish for a whole new video.
Okay.
And what's crazy to me, and what I unfortunately, I don't know if there's like I don't know if I learned too much from this experience, but it was like the one thing I figured out was that like some people
Mm-hmm.
don't know how to verbalize
Mm.
exactly what they want.
Mm.
And I think that's where the disconnect happened.
Mm-hmm.
I think there were times where like I was pitching ideas and like especially at the beginning, like I pitched the idea for the project and he was like, "Yes, I like that." And then when I visually showed him shots, he was like, "Yes, I like that." But
Was he ever a little, you know how like some people will be like, you'd be like, "Hey, do you like coffee?" And they'll be like, "Yeah." Could you ever get a feeling that he was maybe like not 100% 10 toes down on the idea?
No, but the one thing that I learned was that, and because I never did this before him,
Mm-hmm.
but like if I pitched an idea and somebody was like, "Yes, I love it. Let's go." I'd be like, "Cool, cool. We're running." Right? Now I mandate
Mm-hmm.
that they tell me what their vision is.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he came to me to the project, he was like, "Yeah, we're not really sure what we want. We just kind of want a festival video that tells this a little bit of a story." I was like, "Cool, say less. I'll come up with a pitch. I'll send you over my ideas." And I sent it over to him. And he was like, "Yes, I love it. This is great. This is what we're going to go with."
Mm-hmm.
But I never forced him to come to me with any kind of creative up front.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where the disconnect was, which
Yeah.
is where like after we had started going through the process, he started realizing that like, "Oh, I like his idea, but now I have had time to think of my own idea, and I think I like that better."
How long was pre-production for you guys?
A month.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we did pre-production for a month, and then like we ended pre-production, and then we didn't even shoot for like a couple. Like he had time, but like by the time we got to the end of it, dude, it was. I mean, you talk about going back and forth on edits and just having your edits just shot down, and for a long time not knowing why
Yeah.
they were shot down. But ultimately, you later on find out that like, oh, he just had a totally different vision that he didn't communicate to me.
Yeah.
To where now, when I work with clients and I'm working on direct B2B and we're doing a project or whatever, it's like it's a mandate. Yo, what is your vision? Send me other videos or other references that you liked
Yeah.
that are similar to the vision that you had in mind. So when we go into it, we know it. But then also, and I'm just gonna be honest on this one, I think sometimes you just lose. I think some things you just can't control.
I was gonna ask you. So the horror is obviously a lot of re-edits, probably not, maybe some tension or awkward conversations.
Yeah.
But did you guys ever resolve? Did you ever come to a, yes, I love it, and let's run it?
No.
Ooh.
No. That's the hard part of the story.
Yeah.
He never loved the final video. Now, granted, we got paid,
Yeah.
but it never feels good. Like it didn't feel good.
Feels terrible.
And ironically, because we were shooting the marketing material for the festival, we were already contracted to then go shoot the actual festival.
Ugh.
So I still had to go show up to go and shoot the festival, of which we did a great job. And he loved everything that came from the actual festival. Like, so we had.
So maybe it was him.
Yeah.
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 Maybe he's having a bad day.
Yeah. You know,
that's what helps me.
A couple months.
That's what helps me.
It was back a couple months. But it was just like, I learned that like sometimes.
Was this pre-festival?
Yeah, this was all pre-festival.
So I wonder if, obviously, who knows, hypothetically, if ticket sales weren't going well, he was expecting this to be a savior, freaking out. But then the concert happens. Everything's great.
Yeah.
He's excited on cloud 9 and he's good.
He doesn't even care. Maybe.
That's what I'm going to believe.
Yeah, that's fine. Believe that. I quickly realized, but I will tell you, when it came to the festival, he was like, you know, put the team together. I started putting the team together. And I was like, oh, by the way, you are responsible for finding the editor.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, okay, you don't want to bring an editor to this? I was like, no.
Yeah.
We're not going through any of this again.
Yeah.
I was like, if we're going to continue this relationship, we're just shooting. We're dumping footage. You go find yourself an editor. And he did. And the editor that he found was great. So
that's awesome.
All worked out for the most part, I guess. I mean, he wasn't happy. He had to pay for a video he never ran. But
yeah. Yeah, I had a slightly different situation. I actually had a marketing agency reach out to me.
Yeah.
And at the time, they were really good at SEO and website building, and they wanted to add video into their packages that they offered their clients. So I was like, man, this is a match made in heaven. I can shoot your clients' videos. You bring me business. This is awesome. And so the guy lined up a few clients, and he would ask right in the beginning, hey, what's your half day rate? What's your full day rate? And he would then go and quote that to the client, and I'm sure he marked it up, which he's fair to do. His company, he's bringing me the business, blah, blah, blah. So I'm thinking this is going to be fantastic, Brandon. I am thinking to myself, I'm going to get my full rate, and he's just going to bring me in clients. But here was the problem. The clients were told a price and contracted at a price. But oftentimes, what they wanted would go above the hours that were required for shooting. And so the client could not eat the cost of the overages. The marketing agency had to eat the cost. And so every single time we would go over, he got progressively more irritated.
Yeah.
And so, and almost like to this point, like, well, we kind of need to just adjust our prices so that we can do these overages, like we just need to like fix it on this end. And so I could tell the frustration me began to mount, but he always loved the videos. The clients always loved the videos, and the service that he was being provided was great. Well, third shoot, same. We pre-production, storyboarding. We pitch it to the client. They all agree. This is great, blah, 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 blah. And I was very clear, like at this point, the stuff's written in the contract, but just because it's written in the contract doesn't necessarily mean that it's like you should have an open line of communication in the day.
Yeah.
Like sort of deal. And so the shoot's going a little bit slower. And part of that is they're running their business while we're shooting the commercial. Now, the people that had come in during that day, they're signing a release form saying, hey, we're a part of this commercial.
Yeah.
But we're just not able to move as quickly as we need to. And so we get to about halfway through the day, and I start looking at the marketing agency person and saying like, hey, we might need to cut some scenes, or we may need to alter some things if we want to stay within this. And he was like, okay, we'll keep an eye on it. And I'm like, this feels like not like
you're saying you're going to keep an eye on it, but you're not keeping an eye on anything right now.
Keeping, like, to me, it was like, yeah, let's cut scenes 3 and 5, or let's shorten this up,
right.
Or do we really need that angle? Like, let's actually do some definitive things.
Yeah, like you need to see some actions that are showing me that you're keeping an eye on it, but you're just saying words.
Yeah, we're just saying stuff. We're hoping.
We're
on that hopium. So we get to literally the 8-hour block of time, and I look over at him, and it's in a shoot, so we're literally shooting, and I look at him. And I go over to him and I point at the watch and I thumbs up, which I felt like was the universal, like we good to go over or we're not good to go over. But the thing is the client literally was standing right next to him. So he gave the okie doke. Yeah, we're good. Like, keep it rolling. And so to me, and this is where I'll say I'll bear the burden of some of this, in the sense that, like, he wasn't in an impossible situation.
Yeah.
He is not going to turn to the client and be like, yeah, we have to shut down, or yeah, this is going to cost you another $1,000. Like, he's just going to, in the moment, get the job done. So with loadout, he goes we're on set for 12 hours. I charge him a day and a half.
Yeah.
Plus the editing. And when I go to submit the invoice, this man is like, you cannot do this to me. You cannot do this to me. And I'm like, my dude, I gave you And you gave me the,
Yeah.
like, what? I'm not doing anything to you. Like, you can't do this to me. I have a crew on this job
Yeah.
that went over 4 hours. Like, this isn't just me
Right.
taking the loss. I have to pay the crew. Like, and you gave me the thumbs up. And so literally email after email after email. I think he thought that he would, like, for future business, be able to be like, well, if you charge me this, I don't know if we're going to be able to work together. And this is one of those situations where it's like, bro, for me, and this is me personally, and I can't say this about every single time in my career,
Yeah.
but it was like, bro, if you can't keep your word when it comes to contracts, when it comes to daily, like, blocks of hours, if you're gonna give me a it's cool but it's really not cool
Mm-hmm.
sort of deal, if you can't do that, then I'm good if we don't work together anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna need you to pay me for
Yeah.
today. And he did. And we haven't worked together since. And I would say, for me, the biggest thing that I kind of learned from that horror story is I think there probably are marketing agencies that are great, but if I was going to go back, I probably would do I'm going to charge you a price that if we go over, I don't care.
Yeah.
On a day.
So that's the way that I've done it in the past.
Mhm.
So I've worked with a few agencies here in Houston, and it normally is kind of like billed that way,
Mhm.
where like there's enough of a buffer, especially if I've got a crew on.
Mhm.
Like there's enough of a buffer in there to
Yeah.
where they're taken care of, because I do understand from his perspective. Like you're right,
He's in a tough spot.
Now, granted, he should have probably had something in his clause with them
Yes.
that says like, hey, if we go over, we like it's gonna cost you a little bit more.
Yeah.
And most clients, when they know if we go over, it's gonna cost you more, they get really good
Yeah.
at finishing on time.
Oh yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
We're
Or
good.
you know what?
We're
We can cut
we're
this. This isn't really all that important. Like I've
Yeah.
heard that multiple times. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, we're getting close to the end of the day. This is gonna have to roll over into 2 days worth
Yeah.
of shooting, which means you gotta bring the crew out, blah blah blah. They're like, oh no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Or like location. Like, hey, we rented this place for 1 day. We got one shot at this. And they're
Yes.
like, oh yeah, we'll be done.
For sure.
But it is very tough. And like I find that like, and I would love to hear from you guys in the chat what you guys' thoughts on this are. But I personally find that like the hardest thing to do sometimes is to deliver that bad news
Mhm.
to the client, and like how you go about, structuring that. For me, it starts very early on. Again, pre-production. I want to build such a solid relationship with you that I can just hop on a phone call with you and just talk to you.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I want to get close to you and just be like, "Hey, like let's just talk this thing through. Let's get realistic, financial, time, what is it for you? Like let's definitely talk and become friends, because to that point that you made about him saying, "Oh, we're not going to be able to do future work together." Like I have this weird theory, not theory, it's a practice that I do that some
Yeah.
people they don't agree with. But like I don't believe in like starting a client on a retainer,
Mhm.
because I need to know if we like each other.
Yeah.
Like as far as I'm concerned, we are working together to make a piece of work, right? I need as much of your involvement as you need from me in order to create this video.
Mhm.
And we need to make sure that we enjoy each other in order to make the best work possible. We're collaborating.
Yeah.
Even though you're paying me,
Mhm.
you're paying me for a skill that I have. So I'm bringing something to the table.
Oh
And
yeah.
you're bringing something to the table. It just happens to be money,
Mhm.
right? We're still collaborating. So like getting on a really good relationship basis with people that you're going to be collaborating and doing a project with, to me, is super important.
Mhm.
That is why, like in my horror story, the reason why it like really bothered me a bit was because like I felt like at that point, me and my friend were just not seeing eye to eye.
Yeah.
And it was like, you told me one thing, now you're telling me, like I almost feel like you're lying to me
Yeah.
in a way. So it can kind of bounce back on you a little bit. But dude, that is
This is the crazy part with that. We were in similar situations in that way. Like I hadn't worked with him, but I had a relationship with the contact at the marketing agency, and so we were very much on the same page, having conversations. Had done work for the marketing agency. That's just where it's tough. Like, I do think with that, I have been burned in retainers.
Mm-hmm.
I've also had unbelievable retainers, like unbelievable, incredible relationships. I think what I pull from both of our stories is, bro, with 8 billion people in the world, not every project or every client's going to be
great.
What is it? What was that rating schedule? Is it S
tier?
A?
Yeah, S tier.
And not everybody going to be S tier.
Yeah. No, some people going to be like D, E, F tier.
And to be fair, there are going to be people that probably don't think that I'm S tier.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this from like a standpoint of I'm the greatest thing ever, therefore you should be happy. There's probably a video production house that's going to do better, have better ideas, better. Cool. Go with them.
Yeah.
So that's where, because there are so many fish in the sea, if we don't work, cool.
Yeah. No, we did get a comment in. I'm trying to pull it up, but I can't fully see it. Let me see if I can pull this up.
Is it Carlos's?
No, Mr. Camera Junkie.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't see it. I can't grab it.
I don't see his. I wonder if this is slow.
It might be coming from the other page.
Yes.
He says, wow, going through a similar thing. As soon as I sent the invoice for the production, I got ghosted. I'm glad to know before I got anything done.
Wow.
Yeah, like
that's tough.
I mean, I say all this because I want everyone, like, I feel like sometimes, especially on Instagram and on social media, it can just look like everybody's just like cranking out projects and nothing bad is ever happening. And it's just like, that could not be further from the truth.
Yeah.
Like, I actually, I have this theory on Instagram, because it's true with me a lot of times.
Yeah.
Is when you see people start like posting a lot on Instagram, work is slow.
Business is slow.
Like when somebody posts or
marketing.
Yeah. Like when somebody posts like a new demo reel, I'm like, oh, they haven't shot anything in a solid 2 to 3 weeks.
Seriously.
Cause like that's just how it works sometimes. Like,
you know what's wild, Brandon? This is not a flex, bro. I haven't put up a demo reel in
somebody got after me in the comments for the same thing,
bro. 6 years.
Somebody went on somebody went to my website and they were like, your work is mid. Which I learned what that meant. They're like, your work is mid and you haven't posted a new demo reel in X number of years. I'm like, I looked at it and I was like, I mean, this demo reel is a little mid, but it's also like 4 years old. I haven't had time to put out a new demo reel in a minute. So,
bro,
like,
now, I don't know. That might be an excuse. Ain't nobody got no time for no demo reel.
I'm going to say a demo. I mean, I will say if you have a demo reel, no shade to you. You need it. Like, it's good to have for marketing.
It probably got you work.
It'll get you work. But my thought is that, like, don't be out here thinking that like every filmmaker out here is just like constantly winning nonstop.
Yes.
Every bid they send gets paid. Every invoice they send gets paid immediately. Cause Lord knows that's just not true all the time. Like, I mean, no matter at what high level, I just did a project with a super high end client. I'll leave them unnamed. And that invoice came in late. And I was just like, yo, we
know you got the money.
Like, I got people to pay. Like, get that stuff in. Like, so like it happens at all levels. I know, like, one of the favorite ones I've seen on Instagram is like, when you have a low end budget, they take a long time to pay. But when you have a high end budget, they pay quick. I'm like, that's not always necessarily true.
Dude, I feel like the size of the business determines how fast you're going to get paid. Personally.
Really?
So if you're global, get in line. They don't care about paying
you. Oh,
you.
you think it's even slower?
Oh gosh. If they're an international brand, get in line. I won't say the brand. I will just say Bull is in their name. They take forever to pay.
Are you thirsty?
Oh my gosh, I am a little thirsty. The drinks are good.
I need some energy up in here.
Gosh, but I ain't never been put on such a long net.
Net 45.
Seriously, I think it was net 60, bro.
Net 160.
No, 60.
Oh.
And I'm like, because like, honestly, even for my clients that I invoice, I'm still expecting the day of the invoice. Like I have some clients that they'll pay on the 1st or they'll pay on the 15th or whatever, but like glory, like the clients that I do a project for, the same day invoicing. None of that like net 30, net 60.
You know what's the worst feeling in the world? Is you do the project, you go to send, they're like, oh yeah, we'll take care of the invoice at the end. You say, that's fine, I'll agree to that, whatever. You do the project, you go to send the invoice, and they're like, awesome, we received your invoice. We pay on a net 45. I'm like, you're telling me now? I would have sent you the invoice 45 days ago.
Seriously.
You know what I mean?
Seriously.
Like I remember I learned that lesson.
It's
I asked now
almost
up
as
front.
bad. It's almost as bad as getting paid in full up front, and the job is 2 months.
And you feel like you're working
and you're working for free.
Why is that? I can't be the only person that feels that way. But like, I hate getting paid everything up front. Like,
Yes.
I love it, but I also hate it because like, as soon as you pay me, mentally, I'm like, oh man, now I'm working for free.
Don't let the job be a week or 2 weeks or a month ahead. God.
Or they're not approving edits. And I'm like, oh, what are we doing? Like, I need that motivation.
Seriously.
I need that motivation. Chat's definitely down with it though. Let's go in here real quick. Pull up
There
a couple.
definitely are a few horror stories that you guys have said, and we feel you.
Which one do you see? I see one from David. He says, I'm a producer by day, and I have had many sidebars with clients when shooting when we get close to double time. Like, you got to.
Yes.
You got to pull them to the side. Like,
because if you just send an invoice and you don't pull them to the side, they're going to feel ripped off.
yeah. You just don't want them to ever feel...
Be surprised.
Right.
Yes.
They don't ever want to feel blindsided. I mean, by anything. Like, I've even had situations where, like, we're on set and then something goes down, a light goes down, a stand, an issue or whatever.
Mhm.
You just want to let them know. But, like, say it with confidence. Be like, hey, look, so we have a small issue, but we've already found the solution.
Yeah.
Here's what we can do. And this is actually a nugget from me personally. I learned this, and that is that you never go to the client with the problem. Go with a problem and a potential solution, right? So like in that situation, like you have a client and you're about to go over, I would be like, hey, so look, here's the deal. Based off of our current schedule, it looks like we're aiming to go over, which would cause for an additional expense. But I have a few solutions. We can either choose to go over and just pay the difference, which is going to be this, or we can
And
cut
by we,
these...
I mean you.
Yes. Or we can just cut these few scenes that I feel we can actually get rid of, and that'll put us back on schedule. What would you like to do? And now it's on them to make a very valid decision. But here is the thing I learned from one situation. Get it in writing on set. And so what I mean by that is literally be like, okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you an email right now with this proposed information. And I just need you to respond approved right now. So I'm going to send this to you real quick. Boop. Now just email me right back, say approved. So that way we're good to go going forward, just in case we forget, because this is going to be a long production. Post takes a while. I just want to make sure we're both on the same page. And like literally do that, especially if they're agreeing to pay more money. So that could definitely help out in that situation. But yeah, David, I'm totally down with you. Definitely got to have those sidebar conversations. Carlos says, we added language to our contracts that tell them that going over by more than 20 minutes equals a half day extra charge for up to 3 hours. So I think that's actually probably a good idea too. Like just adding in that language that says like, hey, if you go more than this bit, because like if you're like,
it's got to be in the contract.
yeah, it's got to be in the contract.
You can't just say it.
No,
you can't just say, I'm going to charge you a day rate, and if you go over, you've got to be able to go with them to a contract so that they might not be happy about it, but at least they're not going to be like,
whoa,
where did this come from?
Yeah. And I always say, hey, did you guys read the contract? Do you have any questions?
I know you signed it.
I know you signed it, but I also know people don't read contracts.
Yeah, seriously.
So, so I absolutely love that. I think it says, does his name say broke citizen?
Yeah.
I love that. Brandon, what are your thoughts on getting part of the payment before you even
Probably reach the event.
Before you reach. I ask because I've had people cancel on me, and I charge schedule to help them. No, I ask for some up front. No, I absolutely agree with that, and I think it's a follow-up question. What do you ask for a rate sheet? Does it mean that you nickel and dime you? So my deal is I always try to get a deposit up front.
Yes.
But I'm going to be honest with you. Some projects, it just doesn't happen. Like, I've had projects where, like, I'd get a deposit, and I have projects where I don't. And the project specifically that I was talking about where they paid late, that was the deposit. The deposit came in late.
Yeah.
But I felt confident that the project was good, that the client was good. That there was just, again, bigger client. There's, like, freaking hoops. You got to submit your W-9 and you got to send all your information, and then they want to do direct deposit, so you got to send your wire information. So there's just so many hoops that by the time it came down to process, and they were like, oh, we process on the Thursday of every week, so I had to then wait until it was just a nightmare.
Yeah.
But again, you can trust your gut there, and my gut said that, like, I know they're going to pay. It's just a little slow.
Yeah.
And when you got people who are looking for you to process payroll, you kind of want them to speed it up.
Dude, Carlos actually just came in with a comment right now.
Yeah.
That made my stomach turn.
What?
The most recent comment?
Big insurance company?
Yeah.
I can't click it. Let me see if I can, because I can't see it because the board is blocking it.
Okay, I'll just read it.
Yeah.
So Carlos says, I have a big insurance company over 120 days, and their commercial is running on TV. Every time I see it, I'm
fuming.
Emoji.
Dude, if I see you took my footage and you're using it and you still haven't paid,
120 days. What is that?
Dude, y'all will know, because I'm going to hop on here.
4 months.
I'm going to hop on here, and we are all going to the comment section.
Big Fred's Insurance.
Of that video.
Big Fred's Insurance. Pay your money.
And we're all commenting, dope commercial, but when you going to pay the videographers? I actually saw that the other day. Somebody hopped on Instagram and was like, look, I hate to be this guy.
Yeah.
But this musician is running my music video and haven't paid me. And he's literally throwing my money in the air in the music video.
Wow.
And I haven't been paid. So I'm sorry. I need somebody to contact the label. And so, reaching out for that social help.
Yes.
But that was like something I saw just the other day, which was like,
Lil Wayne said, pay me.
Dude,
what you owe me.
Like, absolutely. But on that note, Marcus's comment, but that dopamine hit when you finally get paid.
Oh, yeah.
Bro.
It's nice.
Bro, it's like all the problems go away.
It's nice.
But you know what's funny? Traffic is worse when you haven't been paid yet.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Everything just feels...
Do you still work with them when they're late?
Do I still work with them when they're late? Yes.
Yes.
I will give a grace period. I will give a grace period.
No, I like future deals.
Yes, but it changes the way I work. So I had one client that I did a deal with, and they wanted to go retainer, and they were late.
Mm-hmm.
And all I said was, going forward, I was like, look, hey, last thing, because here's my philosophy when it comes to working with clients. This could be off, but this is at least my thought. We become banks.
Yeah.
And I didn't get into this business to become a bank.
Yeah.
Right? Because every time you allow...
Because you're also not getting interest.
You're not getting interest. So, like, when you deal with a net 45 or a net 90 or something crazy like that,
yeah,
you are basically giving them a 3-month loan.
Yeah.
And sometimes even longer than that, because you do pre-production, production, post, and then the net 90 starts. You're giving them a 6-month loan.
Yeah.
On this project, almost to a point where they're like, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to shoot the video. This is where like conspiracy branding comes in. I put on my tinfoil hat and I think the worst.
Yeah.
And I go, they're probably never planned on paying me on time. They really just hired me to shoot the video. Then they were going to put the video out and they're like, we cross our fingers and hope that we make our money back in 90 days.
100.
And that's what we're going to pay them with.
100%.
That's where my brain goes.
We do not have the money right now.
I hope that's not true.
Or not. No, to be fair, there's a thing in business called cash flow.
Yeah.
So like they're going to have money. They just don't have that flow right now.
Yeah.
So
and they're just like hoping that it's going to show up. But yeah, that's just where my brain goes.
Don't be gambling with my money.
Yeah, that was my shot. But no, I absolutely love the idea of going half up front and half later. I've even talked about my 50, 25, 25 rule, where that's where you get 50% up front, 25% when post starts, and then 25 when you finish it up. But dude, I feel like when you start working with some of these bigger companies, it just feels like everybody's billing system is just so different.
Mhm.
The only thing that you 100% have control over is just make sure your stuff is ready to go.
Yeah.
You have all your numbers, you have your billing, because like a lot of these companies want to just do direct transfers. They don't have to deal with fees. Or if they want to pay with a card, have Square or whatever the other options are that are
Yeah.
out there ready to go. You have a client who wants you to pay you via Venmo, have a Venmo account, have a Cash App
Seriously.
account, have Zelle. Like I have them all.
Yeah.
I signed up for every single one. So that way I'm like, hey, what's the easiest way for you to pay me?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, you know.
I forgot my debit card. I take cash.
I take cash.
I take cash app.
I'll take a check. I can take a picture of a check right now. And it'll tell me if it bounces immediately. You know what I mean? So like, I just make it super easy for them to be able to pay me instantly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's just my thoughts on it.
Oh
man, what did he say? What did Kofi say here? He says, should we talk about brand deals, sudden net 30, 60, and 75?
Oh, you don't remember? You don't remember? We net 120?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, we do that. No, pay me.
We always done that.
Your video goes live and then your net 75 starts. What? Oh,
They're
man.
waiting to see. Well,
go ahead.
this leads us into something that we promised the people last week.
Oh, it did.
And usually I'm the game master.
Not
but
today.
Today, Brandon
It's
is
me.
the game master.
I'm the game master. All right, so I'm going to set the story for those of you guys who missed last week's episode. We talked a little bit about AI and its importance on filmmaking, blah, blah, blah. And a question came up in the chat / to Jarrell. Because Jarrell's one of those people. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to call it right or wrong. I'm just going to say he is so fully embraced.
I love me some AI.
In the AI world. I am very much on the fence.
Don't let him lie to you.
I am. I use it a lot. Don't get me wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
But I don't feel good about it.
I don't feel good about it either. But while it's here, I'm gonna use it.
Yeah. So I proposed a challenge. I wanted to find some AI and to see if he could tell the difference between the two. So as the game master, I have some tests that I want him to run through.
Mm-hmm.
And chat, I want you to go through this test too. So be ready.
What's real? What's fake?
Make sure if you're just listening to the audio on this, you pull out your phone and you start watching, because I'm going to visually show you a few, and I want you to tell me which photo is real, which photo is AI. And then if you are happening to be listening to the audio version of this, because yes, we are creating, or we do have a audio version of this podcast as well. You can find that on, I think, all the places podcasts can be found. We're going to be doing a audio AI test as well. So
which one's harder, Brandon?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's the audio. The audio is tough. My ears are lying to me, bro.
Chat, I need your help.
All right, chat. So
I need your help. Tell me if it's real or fake.
I'm gonna shift over to my other seat real quick, Jarrell. I'm gonna get the game powered up. Let the people know how you think you're gonna do, though.
Oh, so this is the realness, Mike. This is the realness. I've taken a few AI tests to see what's real and fake, and I did terrible. But because I am online and in front of my friends, I'm going to do incredible.
I don't think that's how that's going to work. I don't think being in front of your friends helps you.
Dude, so I'm going to suggest, especially for the audio people, y'all put in, what time? Y'all put in some headphones, okay? Don't be trusting your little iPhone speakers.
All right, let's see what we got.
What are we doing first, photos or audio?
We're going to do photos first.
Okay.
All right, here we go. So I got to move a couple things over. Give me 1 second, chat. Got to get this stuff all set up for you, Jarrell. You said you did this before.
I did a portrait AI. So they showed like a real person. They showed a AI person, just a portrait. and I did like out of 100 photos, I got like 40 some right.
That's bad.
That's terrible. It's terrible. But I am gonna go for a 90%. I'm going for an A. I'm going for an A today.
Chat, let us know. How do you think he's gonna do? Let's see if I split this
and
right.
And also help me out, chat. Like literally, put down real and fake. Help me out.
All right, let's see what we got here. So, all right, let's start with the photos. Here we go. All right, so this is a quiz. I did not put this quiz together, so I wanted to keep it as fair as I possibly could. But can you spot what is real and what is fake? All right, here's our first two.
I know which one.
You know which one?
I know which one.
Okay, chat. Which one do you think is real? Which one do you think is fake? And it's got to be quick.
Crap.
Go.
Number 2.
You think number 2 is what?
Number 2 is real. Number 1's fake.
Number 1 is fake. All right. So I think I click on the real one. Okay. So you think number 2 is real?
Yes.
Okay.
That bokeh is killing me. It's giving me fake vibes, but the frog is giving me real vibes. So number 2 is real.
Okay. You think number 2 is
the
real?
The one on the bottom.
Okay. Only because the frog.
The bokeh looks the bokeh looks a little too bokalicious.
Too bokalicious. All right. Here we go. You are correct.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. That frog looks fake.
This one looks fake?
And it only got like 2 fingers.
All right. Let's scroll down to the next one. So it has to do with apparently the complex pattern. Whatever.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
Oh, that's easy.
Which one is real? Which one's fake?
Unless they're trying to fake me out. Number 2 is real.
Number
1 is fake.
All right, so this is the Titanic. So guys, in the chat, do me a favor.
Why is there a highlight on the ship when the sun is behind it? AI, you garbage AI.
All right, guys, let us know in the chat. This one is Titanic. Let us know, Titanic, what'd you think?
There ain't no full color pictures of the Titanic.
Look at the water, bro. Why? Oh man, look at this. The sun, like the boat should fully be blocking the sun. On
what
the
was
reflection.
that Vin Diesel movie where there's 2 suns, pitch dark?
Yeah, exactly.
We got 2 suns in this world,
and it's dark outside. But yes, you were right. The bottom one is definitely the real one.
I'm feeling confident, chat.
Yeah, no, this is this is bad. All right, the next one, people, quickly. Top or bottom? Go.
Top. I can't see. You move that little screen.
Oh.
But yeah, top.
Top is real?
The top is real. The bottom, them kids be looking real fake.
Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. He says that the top one is real and the bottom one is fake.
Bro.
You got it.
I'm
Wait,
a little worried for like the double AI.
The bottom one is real. You see those hands? The hands.
They said the bottom's real or the top?
The bottom one. No, he says that the top one is real.
Right. Yeah, okay.
Sorry,
yeah.
the bottom one is fake.
3 for 3. 3 for 3.
Look at you go. Look at this. Look at this arm though. What is going? Like I don't know what it is about the AI and its struggle with like hands and crap. But like, dude, they gotta fix that.
Yeah.
Gotta fix that. It's such a dead giveaway.
Come on, Sora.
All right, here we go. Which one's real?
Oh, bottom.
Bottom one's real?
I have bottom. Gosh, this one's the hardest. This is the hardest.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go for Mount Fuji in Japan. You are correct. The bottom one is real.
You know what gave it away?
What?
The just what it was saying, the leaves.
The leaves?
The leaves gave it away.
Really?
But the HDR-ness.
Yeah.
The photo felt a little too perfect, although you can't always go with that.
But
all
right.
The photo looked too perfect.
You're doing good. You're 4 for 4 right now. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, this next one is the spaceship.
Oh, top real.
Top is real.
I ain't never seen that spaceship ever.
The top one he's calling is real.
It is real.
The top one is real on the space shuttle. You were correct.
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the top of this thing. Like the shuttle just looks off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
something just looks
Oh,
a
look
little
how
off.
that cut out. Look at the cutout of the clouds.
Oh yeah. It was like, oh, we can't generate clouds behind the shuttle.
I didn't even see that until
Yeah.
until that part.
All right, here we go. Next one, Hong Kong at night. Let us know, chat. What do you think?
Oh, easy top.
Top one is real.
Easy top.
You know what I'm finding about these
Yeah.
when it comes to all these different options?
Yeah.
Because you got that one right too. I feel like the AI is trying to make a better picture than it should.
Yes. Ooh. Oh. Wow. That one's harder. I'm gonna say bottom. I gotta go with bottom because I know that the Aurora Borealis, or however you say it, that's a little too crispy on the top.
Yeah.
It's a little too crispy.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm thinking too. So I'm gonna go here. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
That one's, and you know what also threw
But
it
that
off
was
for me?
close.
This ripple here. That
Yeah.
ripple there.
Yeah.
Oh, they actually showed it. The wrinkle texture.
Yeah.
It just got funky.
Yeah.
Just got a little funky there.
The AI does a lot better on landscapes, I think,
Yes.
of like nature.
Yeah, I think especially at a quick glance, you can definitely pass.
Trying not to lose this 100 for 100. Oh, I already know this.
Okay.
That thing on the top is fake. It's that fake. It's that fake.
It's gotta look, right? All right.
Bottom is real.
What the heck is this thing called? A pangolin? Pangolin. He's saying the bottom one
they're
is...
going for that. They're going for that, like, better than HD.
They're going for that Pokemon, is what I'm seeing there. That looks definitely like a Pokemon. All right, here we go. Yep, you're right.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Almost there. Oh, hotness. Oh, gosh. Okay, so top is... Oh, have I seen a green... Yeah, I'm going to say top. Because they be looking a little weird. The people look... hold on. Let me look at the... No, hold on. Oh, am I going to switch? I'm going to go bottom.
Bottom is real?
Bottom's real.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, and the perfect streak is over.
Wow. I did say 90%. But you know what's crazy about that?
What?
This is why I changed my answer last minute.
Yeah.
Is I looked at the hieroglyphics.
Yep.
And you know how AI does terrible with fonts?
Yes.
The stuff up top looks a little bit terrible. And then I also thought it was a weird choice to make the person green.
Yeah. So
the people on the bottom look fake.
Yeah.
But the hieroglyphics look better.
So the only reason why I picked this one when I took the test, I thought the bottom one was fake.
Yeah.
Because this guy has like a weird arm. Like he's got like a second arm out.
Yeah.
And
good.
like I understand that like hieroglyphics does some weird stuff because it's hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
But like they always, and like this has been like the history of just like all like documentation in history.
Yeah.
They never mess up the human anatomy.
Oh,
like
for
if
sure.
anything, they get too detailed
Yeah.
with the human anatomy sometimes. So that's the only reason why I went with this one.
90%. You gotta trust your gut. You gotta trust it. You gotta trust it.
All right, we got another one.
Oh, bottom.
Bottom's real.
The people on the top are like part of the like poltergeist ring stuff. They be looking like they about to murder you in your sleep, bro.
All right, he says that the bottom one is real.
Votes for the women.
Black and white for women's suffrage. He's wrong.
No.
80%.
I just offended women's suffrage.
Oh,
unintentionally.
Why are you talking about women's suffrage like that?
In the world? I'm sorry, women of the 1800s. Glory.
Oh, you
Travis,
said they look,
do not get me canceled.
You said
do not clip that.
Those women look too bad to be real.
No, run it back. Run it back. I didn't say that. I said they look like the poltergeist.
They look like demons.
I don't even know what the poltergeist is. I'm just talking.
You're saying real women look like demons. You want that AI. I got
Hold
you.
on. Hey, chat. I need to show you something. I am watching the stream on a TV that is clearly 8 feet from me.
Oh, that's big enough.
And the screen is in proportion this big.
No.
No. I'm just saying.
It's all good.
Brandon is 10 inches from his screen.
Someone says the hat in the chat. Someone called it out.
Why they be spelling?
Says that
Why
hat
they be
in the
spelling
bottom
stuff
left.
wrong?
Vote for women.
See, chat. Votes for women? Okay, so chat.
I think they're not saying vote for women. They're saying
Chat. I know that I
votes.
have this screen in front of me. Oh, hold on. I don't have this screen in front of me. Bro, I am not seeing what y'all are seeing. I cannot see what you see.
Excuses.
All right. Dang, 80%.
80%.
Dang.
No, I'm not gonna lie. This bottom one, I failed this one too. When I took the actual test myself before the stream, I failed on this one too. And
you know who kills me?
What?
From the left.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Yep.
The one with the cricket head? Yeah. She threw
does
me.
at the top.
She threw me for AI.
Yeah. So you know what? After I failed it, I was really mad at myself because AI can't write. Like AI created images, they always mess up on text.
And the text is really
And the
small
text
on the bottom.
It is. So
Yeah.
you can't tell that it's wrong.
Yeah.
But at the top, I should have been like, oh, that's gotta be real.
Who's going to a protest on letter paper?
I can't read that. I don't know what you're protesting. What do you want? More
Dang.
hats.
Dang, that's wild. That's so wild.
Oh, that's insane. All right. Now, the visual test has commenced, and you got about 80%. That's
80%.
That's not bad.
Dang.
But can you tell a piece from audio? Now, chat, I'm going to need you guys' help on this because I want to make sure that you guys can actually hear what we are showcasing here. So let me know in the chat if you can actually hear this. If you can't,
Should I
please
not
let me
be
know.
looking at the screen?
No, you can look.
Okay.
Because you have to say, like, this is the real recording, or if the one on the right, no, this is the real recording.
Okay.
All right? So I'm going to play you a few seconds from each of these. And chat, let me know if you can hear this. I want to make sure that you guys can actually hear this. I want to make sure it's tuning in for you guys. But
if I can hear it, will they be able to hear it or no?
Not necessarily, because
Okay.
I don't want them to. I don't want it to accidentally echo through. So I want to make sure that they can actually hear if I play this back. But let's see if they can hear this. Chat, let me know if you can hear this possibly real or possibly AI audio. Here we go.
I'm going to pre-call it. AI. Now, to be fair, I have the right to change it after I hear the second one. But that was AI.
You do have the right. All right. The chat, let us know if you were able to hear that. I need to know in the chat. Definitely let me know as quickly as you guys can. While I do that, Jarrell, someone's saying nope, no audio. Okay.
That's sad.
That's a bummer.
What do we do? Is there anything we do?
I don't know. Let me see. Maybe I can. People are saying no audio. Gosh, I gotta love Ecamm. Let me see if I can.
No shade.
It's just, it bothers me sometimes. Output. All right, let's see. Jarrell, you might hear an echo.
Okay.
So maybe take your ears off or whatever you got to do. Let's see.
Hey, just a little.
All right, let's see if they can hear this.
Of course. Cam Mackey said, "I came back to the stream and a floating Biden head. What are we talking about?"
We're trying to see if we can hear the difference between AI. So,
and we know that there's an echo.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Here's the second one.
You know what it is, Brandon?
What is it?
Oh, chat. Can you hear? Oh, they say still no audio.
I still can't hear.
No.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Well, chat, you're just going to have to believe me on this. I'm going to go 100 for 100. Brandon, I will tell you why it's bad. Okay?
Okay.
The first one, AI does not do a very good job at pauses. They don't do a good job with cadence. So one is the AI. Two, man, Joe Biden was like, he was very measured in his speech. Now I'm talking so boldly. I hope I'm right.
Yeah, I don't know if you are going to be right, Darrell. Let's see. You say the first one is the real one, right?
No. First one's AI.
Oh, the first one's
He
AI.
blazed through that like he was like 30 years old.
So you're...
He blazed through that real quick, bro.
He's too good for AI.
The one on the right is the real Joe Biden.
Okay. No, you are wrong.
I don't want to play this game no more. The auto's not even working. I'm going to leave with my 70%. My 70%? Yeah, I'm leaving.
Oh,
they can't even
guys.
hear it. We'll play this game next week.
I really want them to be able to play. Dude, why do you think you got it wrong?
Dude, I had a whole theory, bro. So the first audio, chat, I know you couldn't hear it, but the very first audio, the president was talking so quickly. Like it was just like, go out and vote. Do it right now. You need to go vote. And I'm just like, I ain't never heard that man talk that fast. Second audio, it had rhythm, it had cadence, it had pauses, sounding very much like a natural human being. And that threw me for the biggest loop. I definitely thought that the second one was real and the first one was fake. And obviously, the computer or the people that put together they knew that we would believe something that sounded more human or more organic.
So I'm going to try this one more time and see if this audio comes through. Let us know, chat. Here's another one. You're just guessing. Is this a real person or is that AI?
You've spent $50 million in your own legal fees. Do you need to borrow some money?
All right, chat. Let me know if you can hear that. And
Sounded real to me.
Jarrell, let us know. What do you think?
Sounded real to me.
You think that one sounds real?
Sure.
All right.
But I want to hear the other one.
There is no other one. You just got to decide. Is that real or is that AI?
Yeah, hey, chat, could y'all hear? I'm going to say it's... Oh, they say good.
They can hear?
Can you hear? Let them hear Biden, bro. Let them hear Biden. I know they already have the answer. We hate it. We hate what?
Can hear now and sounds fake. That's the chat I just got.
Go back to Biden.
Okay.
I bet y'all, if y'all stayed with us through these minor technical difficulties, you will say that AI is on the left. All right, go for it, Brandon.
Show up and vote. You will determine the outcome of this election. Vote, vote, vote. If you're able to vote early in your state, vote early. If you're able to vote in person, vote in person. Vote whatever way is the best way for you.
Have you ever heard Joe Biden talk that fast?
I'm not saying I have. I'm not saying I have.
All right, play the second one.
In their primary. What a bunch of malarkey. We know the value of voting Democratic when our votes count. It's important that you save your vote for the November election.
I got to be honest here.
Dude, we can be deep faked into believing anything.
You know what? So I failed this one too. And you know what it was for me?
What?
I didn't think that AI could say malarkey. I don't even know how you spell that to make that AI.
I hear breaths.
Yeah. Like, I guess I should go vote. I don't know.
Dude, deep fake. Dude, anybody can say anything. That's wild.
All right, so let's go back to the game.
Okay.
All right, so chat, now you guys are in. So we are on Nikki Haley.
We don't know the answer to this yet.
We don't know the answer to this yet.
Replay it because we need it.
We're going to play it, and you guys are going to let us know if you think that this is real or AI.
You've spent $50 million in your own legal fees. Do you need to borrow some money?
Is that real?
Real.
Or is that AI?
Real.
Jarrell has locked in his answer.
You know what
He
I
says
figured
that's
out,
real.
Brandon? If I say real for every answer, I will get 50% of them right.
That's wild.
What
All
do y'all
right.
think, chat? Help me out.
Is it real? Is Nikki real? Let us know, chat.
Help me out, chat.
Chat, he needs some help.
Y'all ain't helping me.
He needs some milk. All right. I don't see anybody chatting in. I don't know if there's like too
They
big
say
of a
AI
delay.
real, AI real.
Oh, man. Mine's not updating as fast as yours. Where are you seeing it on the...
I'm in your studio, YouTube
Okay.
studio.
All right. People are saying
AI.
it's AI.
We got
Some
two
people-
AIs,
Here we go. What'd you say, Jarrell?
2 reals. I said real.
All right. Here we go.
Show me the money.
You
Yeah,
are
let's
correct.
go.
That is real.
Let's go.
That is real.
That was genuinely a
guess?
blind guess.
Wow.
There was nothing about that. I felt like I heard a little background noise, which
Yeah.
helped me.
Yeah. But the last one had background noise.
It did. I'm not even going off of facts. I'm going off of Felix.
You going off the vibe?
Going off vibes only. I heard a little background,
Oh.
and that's it. That's all I can say.
All right.
I ain't got nothing.
All right. We're going to keep it going. Next one.
Yes.
Selena Gomez.
Oh,
Is
I
this
know.
real or is this AI?
Hey everyone, it's Selena Gomez here. Due to a packaging error, we can't sell 3,000 Le Creuset cookware sets. So
Real or fake?
So I'm gonna say if she's not sick, it sounded a little too nasally and monotone.
Yeah.
AI.
You think that's AI?
AI. What do y'all think?
Let us know, chat. What do you think?
Hey, Carlos agreed with me. The sibilance in Biden's second clip made it sound real to me.
Hey, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yes.
I just said you got it wrong.
You got it wrong too.
I did.
You-
I did. All right. So are we calling Selena Gomez
That's
fake?
fake. That's AI Selena.
That's that's Selena. All right. Here we go. You are correct. That is
Let's
AI.
go. I am. Hold on.
You're up.
We did 10 questions and then we just did
No.
3.
This is different.
Okay.
This is a different one. So,
So
you're 1 for 3. You're
No,
at
2
66.
for 3.
You're 2 for 3. You're
2
right.
for 3.
66%.
Say 6.
All right. Can he get 75?
Yes.
All right. This is President Roosevelt. Here we go.
The objective of the nation has greatly changed in 3 years.
All right. How do you feel right now? AI or real?
I need to hear this.
He has no clue. All right. Here's the second one.
The objective of the nation has greatly changed in 3 years.
Oh, are you kidding me? That's so you know the background noise sounds more real in the second clip. Chat, help me out. Chat, help me out. The background noise sounded real, the voice sounded fake on clip 2.
So the crackle
The crackle
was real.
sounded more authentic,
It's
but the voice in the first one sounded more real. I don't know who talks like that, even in that day. So I'm gonna go with 1.
all right.
1.
That's it.
1.
All right. He's locking it in, guys. What do you guys think? Was the first one real for Mr. Roosevelt, or was it the second one? Are you trusting the crackle? Mr. Camera Junkie says the first one was fake. The second one is real.
Are you a historian, bro? I don't know. Come on, baby.
It might help. Nope. Somebody else saying the first one's real.
Come on, baby.
People are saying the first
Ain't
one's
nobody
real.
talk like that.
Here we go.
And then they said, "Hi."
You are wrong.
Oh my gosh, the crackle was real.
Oh, man. Dude, you know what this taught me? Because I took this one and I failed this one also. I'm with you. Everyone that you've guessed, I guessed the same thing. And I'm going to tell you, this has showed me that I'm not just worried about fake news today.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
worried about them changing history.
You know what, Brandon? You know what's wild? Oh my gosh. I'm assuming this is the cream of the crop. If they would have given us 80% versions of AI, would we be able to know
Oh,
of the audio?
yeah, I don't think so.
Gosh, that's hard.
Like, imagine just changing out like 2 or 3 words.
I have a nightmare.
Yeah.
Could you imagine, bro? Could you imagine? Wild.
Oh, man.
Wild.
You can change a whole speech.
Seriously.
Gettysburg Address is not what you thought it was.
Yes.
That's insane. Could you imagine changing history? This is nuts.
Okay, 50.
All right, you're at 50.
I feel like I know what Rand Paul sounds like, so I feel pretty good on this.
Oh, good. I had no idea who he was.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Rand Paul, guys. Let us know in the chat. What do you think?
When I began in medicine, Virtually all patients with rheumatoid arthritis you could see from a distance had crippling, disfiguring arthritis in their hands. Now, today, it's rarely seen.
So here's the deal.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. Initially, I said this is fake.
Yep.
But then when he made a stumble, like he stumbled on his speech, I haven't heard AI stumble.
Or does AI stumble to make you think it's even more real?
How do you program that in?
I don't know.
Program in the stutter.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say, gosh, my gut was fake in the beginning, but then he said,
Are you gonna
"I'll say
trust-
real,
you
real,
gonna trust
real.
your gut?
No, real."
No, you're gonna change it. Okay. You're going with this is a real person.
Yes.
Chat, do you think Mr. Rand Paul's audio was real? Robert says this is real. And he is correct.
Let's
alongside
go. Does
you.
it give an explanation?
Yeah, so it says this is real. There's a pretty good tell. Paul stumbles just a bit over his words. That said, you can't always trust that though. AI audio generators are constantly improving, with many starting to figure out how to include all too humanistic.
Are we 4 out of 6?
You are, I don't think so. You're 3 out of 5.
I'm 3 out of 5. Yeah,
You're 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah, that's wild. If they start making AI make humanistic mistakes on purpose, that's ridiculous.
Who is that?
Kevin Collar. I don't know.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
I don't either. So good luck. All right, here we go.
I love to go out in late September among the fat, overripe, icy black blackberries to eat blackberries for breakfast. The stalks very prickly, a penalty they earn for knowing the black art of blackberry making.
The black art of blackberry making. All right, you heard one. You ready for the second one?
Uh-huh.
I love to go out in late September among the fat, overripe, icy black blackberries to eat blackberries for breakfast. The stalks very prickly, a penalty they earn for knowing the black art of blackberry making.
Okay.
Yep.
So, no real facts, just feelings.
Yep.
The first one was real.
The first one is real.
Yeah, because I know that AI can do realistic sounding voices with a little background.
Mm-hmm.
But can they do the Zoom call audio?
Yeah, it did sound like a phone call, right?
Can they do that?
Yeah. Well,
I don't know
let's
if they can
find
do
out. Chat, let us know. Mr. Camera Junkie says the first one's real. Valor says the first one's real. Let's pull these up. Everyone's putting in their guess. The first one's real.
Yeah, let's go.
Richard says the first one's real. Sorry, Mr. Camera Junkie, I don't want to get you wrong. He says the first one's fake. The second one's real. All right, here we go with Kevin Collar. You said the first one was real, correct?
Let's get first one's real.
So sorry.
Oh my gosh. Are we in the Matrix? Is any of this? Am I real? Am I real?
Is this audio real? I mean, we couldn't even get the audio to work at first. Now the audio is
working. It just
working.
magically started working.
Dude, that's nuts.
No echo.
No, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow, that is wow.
Wow.
Now that I think about it.
So what are we at? 3 out of 6? 50%?
You are 50%, 3 out of 6. All right, so we're going to go mess with history some more. So we got Mr. President Kennedy.
Do I know him? John F.
I only know one of his speeches. And I don't know if that's going to help us. All right, here we go.
I have a dream.
We meet at
not kidding.
I thought about that for a while. I was like, should I make that joke? I don't know. All right, run that back.
Nah. Hey, if you're still rocking with us at this point, hey, let's have some fun. Who cares?
Knowledge, noted for knowledge. In a city noted for progress. In a state noted for strength.
Well, you're already saying that's fake.
I don't. I just have a feeling.
Okay. Well, you want to hear the second one? You want to make the bet?
I do want to hear it.
Okay, here we go.
We meet at a college.
Yes, that's real.
Noted for knowledge. In a city noted for progress. In a state noted for strength.
There was a whistle, there was an echo, and there was a clarity of voice. Number 2 is real.
Number 2 is real. That's what you're calling.
Undoubted.
Undoubted. Is this the one you have the most confidence in?
This man said blue pill. Broke citizen.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh, my gosh, that's so funny. Number 2, I am most confident If number 2 isn't real, I quit.
Okay. All right, you ready for this?
Yeah.
You're correct.
Let's go.
We'll
We'll be able to spot some of the robots. We'll be able to spot some of them in the future.
Yeah, we're just going to have to whistle in the background.
Yes.
All right, here we go. So you're up now.
Elon Musk.
You're up now. You are currently 4 for 7.
4 for 7.
Gosh.
I got to bring it home. I got to bring it home from here.
In positively, all right? Here we
Oh,
go.
I know the next 2 people. That feels good.
All right, here we go. Mr.
Okay.
Elon Musk. He might be a robot, though.
Yeah, he might be a robot.
So it might be 2 AIs here. Here we go.
Absolutely everyone can earn it. Everything is very simple.
Oh, that's so fake.
Ah, that's fake.
That's so fake.
Immediately. All right, so this one only has one chat.
I've never heard him talk like that, and that could have been the capture, but it sounded robotic a little bit to me.
Okay.
Play it again for the chat since it's so short.
All right, you can't change your answer, but
No,
I'll
I
play it
won't.
again for you, chat. It's 3 seconds. Here we go. Elon Musk.
Absolutely everyone can earn it. Everything is very simple.
Yeah, that man ain't never talked with no vibrato. That's fake.
All right, chat, let us know. Is Elon Musk real or is Elon Musk fake? He says Zug for real. All right, Elon Musk. You say he's AI, right?
That's AI. Let's
You're
go.
correct. You got it.
What is that? I'm 5 for 8.
You're 5 for 8.
Yes.
You're at least gonna walk out of
I
here.
can maybe
up.
pass. I can maybe
no.
pass.
There's only 9, so you're going to pass. Well, I see
no.
what you're saying. You're not gonna pass.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pass.
But you're gonna finish above
not 10?
500. No, there's 9.
Oh, trash.
All right, here we go. Last one, Mr. Warren Buffett. Let's do it for the money.
I got this. I know Buffett.
Let's do it for the money. Here
I know
we
the
go.
buffet.
Is he real or is he fake? Here we go.
I don't have much time left to live. That's why I decided to organize a giveaway.
He ain't never gave away nothing. Just let me think.
I don't even care what he's saying. I don't care what it sounds like. I just know he doesn't talk like that. He doesn't give away anything.
Yeah, seriously. You do not become the fourth richest man in the world by giving away money. All right, hit that play button again.
I don't have much time left to live. That's why I decided to organize a giveaway.
I'm gonna say it's real, but the what he's saying seems fake, and I think that the website is trying to deceive us.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say it's real because there wasn't anything in there that made me feel like it was fake, other than the words he was saying. So
Yeah.
real person.
Well, everybody's disagreeing with you. Mr. Camera Junkie says that's fake. Robert says that's AI. Even Gabriel had tuned in and he says that was AI.
He might be going a little off towards the end. Let's see.
Here we go. You say that is a real person,
Yep.
and sir,
Yep.
you are incorrect.
Oh my gosh.
You should have trusted your gut, bro.
Always trust the gut.
Trust the gut, bro.
Trust the gut. If I would have trusted the gut, I would have gotten the background crackle on FDR.
Yep.
And I would have gotten the Warren Buffett. He would have never said that.
Yep.
I don't know if I had any other gut.
Yep. Oh,
I could have got 2 more.
Could have.
Wow.
But you did switch your answer on one of them and got it right. So you would have lost one too in the process. So yeah.
Wow.
Nuts, right?
This is how it feels, Brandon?
This is how it feels.
It feels when you don't get a ton right on a game. Man, this feels rigged.
It's not rigged.
You did this on purpose. You did this on purpose.
Hey, look, we're just out here having fun. That's it. We're just out here having a good old time.
Well,
Chat, let us know how you did. Because we know how Jarrell did.
Yeah, I did, 6 for 9?
6 for 9 on, no, 5 for 9.
5 for 9?
5 for 9 on audio, but you did get 7 for 10 on the video or on the photos.
7
So we know that we can trust you a little bit.
Yeah, don't trust me. When Skynet takes over, don't trust me.
He's not gonna know who he's gonna be running up to Terminators asking for help.
Dude, here's the deal. This is the reason why I use AI. This is why I use it.
Did I just do the opposite?
No. I'm saying because I am a person that uses Photoshop generative fill, if not on a daily basis, a weekly basis.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a person that uses voiceovers on a weekly basis.
I'm going to grab my keyboard and stuff. Go ahead.
I'm a person that uses transcription on a daily basis for like captions and stuff like that. I am a person that uses AI. What other AI? I use ChatGPT on a hourly basis. I use these tools because they are that good. Now, here's the deal. There are ethical things. There are, what about the artist? I hear you. I feel it too. I just want to make money for as long as making money is an option.
A thing that you can do.
It's something you can do.
Look, I totally get it, and I kind of agree. It gets weird, right?
Yeah.
It gets weird when like the AI starts getting this good, and like the thing that always blows my mind is what Marquez said, I think, when he first showed off ChatGPT and a few AI tools. Because when you talk about like your entrance point, I remember when Marquez made his video about ChatGPT, and I was like, what? It's probably the first time I watched one of his videos and he immediately went and did something, because he talks about a bunch of tech, and I'm not going to go buy all of it, right?
Yeah.
He talked about that. I immediately ran to my computer. I was like, ChatGPT. Blah, blah, blah. And I saw it, and I was like, oh, this is
It was
crazy.
magical on the first day.
It was. But he said something in that video that always resonates with me, and that is that AI is as bad, or is it the worst it's ever going to be. And every day, that is true.
It blows my mind that it was magical on day one, and it is exponentially greater than the first time I used it. But every time I use it, I'm like, this is a curse and a gift.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely insane. Chat, let us know what y'all's thoughts are. I'm going to go into the chat really quick. We'll
This man said, I heard all of Terrell's work as AI.
You just posting Sora clips.
I don't even have a demo reel to send to you, Cam Mackey. It must be true.
It's your whole demo. Imagine someone's entire demo reel is just AI clips.
Dude, I'm going to cut together that Sora video dump.
There you go.
And
Sora
say, this
reel.
is all my work.
What did Camera Junkie say? He said, I call ChatGPT Chad, and I ask Chad things all day long. that does actually make you feel a little bit better. Just name it.
Hey, I want to know, Cam, did you play that game? Were you able to tell?
No, I didn't play that game.
Photos, videos, or photos, audio?
Gabriel says, I love AI. Mid-Journey, Claude. I don't know what Claude is. And
Claude.
Claude? Is that how you say it? Oh. And Claude GPT subscriptions. What is Claude? I got to look that one up.
Yeah.
I need to know. Gabriel, let me know down in the chat. What is that one? Yeah, Jarrell had a name.
Man, I want to know. My stats are posted. I want y'all to post y'all stats.
We got to figure out a way to like actually have them tune in. Like it'd be fun if I don't know if we have anybody in the chat who knows how to code stuff, but if we had our own app where we could have them play games, we could see it in real time. That'd be fire.
Oh, you know what they do?
What?
Can you change it? Cahoots.
Cahoots. Gotta look into that one.
Maybe.
And then I'll let you read this one off from Broke Citizen.
It says, I remember when the internet came in and a lot of business fell. I think business can really use it ethically. Most of the conferences I work at mention AI in some way. The scariest one is real estate.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to AI, I think it's going to be a constant conversation. Yeah. Right? Like I remember when I was a kid, I'm dating myself a little bit. When I was maybe 7 to 10 in that range, chat rooms were all the rave. AOL chat rooms, all the different chat rooms. And I can't tell you how many PSAs in the middle of a TV show I was watching was talking about, don't talk to strangers on the internet. They're gonna kidnap you. And like that was all the rave, right? Mm-hmm. Now my kids get on video games and I'm just like, are you playing with your friends? And they're like, yep. And I'm like, God, I hope they are. Like, you just can't keep up. Or like your parents say, never get in a car with strangers. and we Uber everywhere.
Seriously.
Right? So it's just like, it's one of these things where I think like AI today, we're going to look at all of the like fears and like the job losses and all those things that we might think are coming or that we see little inklings of today. And I'm hoping in 5 years, we'll look back on some of these fears and be like, oh, those were so dumb. We figured it out. We integrated it into our world much better. The one thing though, I did see a post this weekend. I think I don't know if it was this weekend. It might have been a little longer than that. But the guy was saying that like artificial intelligence in and of itself is not intelligence. By definition, it's artificial, right? So it's just doing tasks that humans could do just much faster, right? So like write something. Well, you could write it. Or give me a Instagram post. You could come up with that, but it just can do it much faster. And it can Google information and bring that in. So I think we're just going to see things happening quicker for us. And people are going to be able to utilize that in other tools. But I personally think that we're going to see, like the same way we see the internet, how it exploded and eventually moved over to mobile phones, and then it very much adapted once it got onto mobile phones. I think we're going to see the same thing happen with AI. It's at its infancy right now, just like when the internet came out. But eventually it'll be adaptable and be able to be used within our devices that we use on a daily basis. And that's what we'll see, like the real benefits from it.
Yeah, because for all of the damage that the internet has caused, and I actually, now that I say this, I don't know if it's necessarily true, but of all the damage that the internet's caused, could you even imagine a world without the internet?
No.
You know
Not
what I mean?
today. Yeah.
And so I think AI is going to be the same way. I am hoping in our future that we got Elon Musk little robots in our house, cooking and cleaning, taking the kids to school, driving us to work.
You know the only thing that freaks me out about that is I've watched iRobot too many times.
That's what I'm saying. You're going where we might be. I started this off as satire, and then I was like, I can't even keep it with it.
No, because it's also, it just feels very true at this point.
Bro, this might be the last thing, but Elon Musk said this is the Tesla business.
Wow.
Not cars.
Wow.
Bots.
Well, we'll have to see. Chat, let us know. Are you going to hire a Tesla bot? Are you going to buy a Tesla bot to pull focus for you on set? Will your next grip be using GPT as in a bot form? I would love to know. Cam Mackey says he's not going to use it on set, but he just wants an AI girlfriend. Look, go watch the movie Her. I think it's an awesome documentary.
Ex Machina.
It's the future of your life, and
is it good?
I don't know. I've never seen Her.
I was waiting for a recommendation. If you said it was good, I'd be like, oh, I might watch it. I don't know.
You know what? At this point, I'm gonna be 100%. Like I have not finished Black Mirror, the latest season, because I'm just like, it's getting too close to reality.
Yeah, and
I just don't want to know. Because, like, it just feels like everything these movies are doing are just way too close to what's really going to happen, and I'd just rather not know. You know, like the age-old question, like, would you rather like to know, like, how you're going to die or when you're going to die?
Yeah.
I don't want to know either one.
Either.
Yeah, don't tell me the future, because it
Paranoia.
It just all seeps in.
Yes.
But, hey, thank you guys so much for everybody who rocked with us and hung out with us and played the game. Let us know in the comments how you did. If you're listening to this on the Brandon Washington channel, just a quick reminder, definitely check out the description right now. There's a link to the Uncensored YouTube channel. Definitely go over to that channel, hit that subscribe button, join and start watching us over on that channel, because this show will start its migration over to the Uncensored channel exclusively here in the next few weeks. So if you want to keep rocking with us every single week, you have fun, you love watching this show, we love hanging out with you guys, the best place to watch this show is over on the Uncensored channel. We also post the clips there and the shorts there. And the conversation doesn't stop, because once we post the clips, you can comment there too, and more people join the conversation. It's an absolute blast. So we'd love to hang out with you over on that channel. Shout out to everyone who's watching with us live, as well as everyone who's consuming the audio version of this podcast. And we'll catch you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace, guys. Oh, I can't end the show.
We had if you were here a month ago, I started the stream before going. I started the stream, didn't go live, and so you guys saw my butt. Now you just saw Brandon's butt.